Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night, and the Wrasslin for Life Network is back again, back at it, kicking off another week of wrestling. Tonight, Monday Night Raw. Your host, as always, KJ White. I'm joined tonight by my boy, Will. How are you, sir?
I am good. I mean, pretty sad day on the part of one Scott Hall, but
Absolutely. And
it,
no, I mean, very sad news. It's been a very long day. Been watching um, sorry, I'm just distracted. But yeah, been watching the news all day. And obviously, I'm going to just bring this up real quick. But for those out there who don't know, Scott Hall has been put on, he has actually been taken off life support. They were disconnected. Kevin Nash, I feel like, kind of broke it, put it out to the whole world, and let everybody know that, Scott wasn't doing very well, and he had suffered a series of heart attacks, and they were waiting for the family to gather. Once they gathered, they were going to disconnect life support. Now, Scott Hall, Will, as we were just talking about, he's a fighter. He's obviously a strong man, and he's still fighting. He's still holding on. He's still with us at this time. So we
yeah,
just wanted to start the show with our thoughts, our prayers, our best wishes. Will, do you want to add to that?
yeah. I mean, he's been a big part of everybody, especially on the part of the Monday Night Wars. So definitely, it's sad to think, but he's doing good right now. So hopefully, it remains that way.
Yeah, I mean, um, Dyer, obviously, but like I said, he's a fighter. He's always been a fighter. And actually, I mean, we've seen this going around all day. And I mean, this was one of the best quotes in wrestling history, if not sports history. That little blurb there: hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. I mean, I actually held on to that quote. It's a very what do you call it? A very
Meaningful.
relatable quote for me. So
Well, okay.
yeah, no, I was a huge Scott Hall fan. Or I am. Sorry, I apologize for that. I am a huge Scott Hall fan. What he did, I mean, his matches were amazing. He was such a great bad guy. Um, and obviously the impact he had with NWO. We are starting the show with Stone Cold Steve Austin, guys, but I just wanted to talk about this real quick. Obviously, I just wanted to pay my respects to Scott and just quickly touch on this, and then we'll get to all the crazy stuff. But yeah, no, this quote is near to my heart. I love this quote. Like I said, huge Scott Hall fan. He's had such an impact on wrestling. So, yeah, I mean, it's funny as a fan, you don't always expect to have a reaction when you hear this kind of news, but this one, I don't know, it hits deep, and it's got me kind of feeling blue with
Yeah.
that quote there. And we've never really said much um, on the topic, Will, but for those who've watched our channel or see this and know that we used to work, obviously on another channel. The fam is starting over. We're starting, from scratch. And, this quote makes me think of that, Will.
Yeah, bad times don't last, but bad guys do. Definitely, like
Well,
us
that's,
breaking off from that channel. Yeah, it's like they don't last. Like literally, we got off that, and then we made this, and to where we're at now. Like definitely, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. The dreams are coming true right now. So yeah, that quote is definitely relatable, definitely true,
mhm.
and I can understand the emotion and how relatable it is, and yeah, thoughts, prayers, everything. It's sad, really, but there's
Yeah.
hope. Hope still exists.
Well, here's the thing I love the most about Scott Hall. Scott Hall never had the world title, right? Like,
No,
he was never that guy. He always he was the guy that put the shine on others. And you think of all the matches he had with all the big names. Would Shawn Michaels be Shawn Michaels if he didn't have those big matches with Razor? would would Sean Waltman be X-Pac if we didn't, 1, 2, 3 kid, if he didn't get put over by Razor? And that list gets long, and there's a lot of guys. And as being able to be around your friends and watch them do well and watch them succeed, and not that you're not succeeding, but you're just content with seeing guys like Michaels get over and guys like Diesel get over, and then the list goes on. Even when they put Hogan over, I mean, he was always good with being that guy, and he just always wanted to put the shine on everyone else. And I think with our previous channel, that's how I felt, and that's how I still feel. I've always been about the positivity, but all I ever wanted to do was put the shine on other people and other, like he said, you can, if you work hard, your dreams come true. He was content. He was happy with who he was. He didn't need to push any farther. He was really happy getting others over. And I think that's what I always wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do on the other channel. And if somebody wants to put themselves first, and I'll happily, and I know a lot of the things that were said about us and me in particular, but the truth is I'll be the bad guy, because bad guys live forever, like he said. So I'm going to lie. I'm still going to be here. And I love that quote. I love being a fan of Scott Hall. I wish him all the best, and I thank him for everything. And it's not very often I get on here and, as you can see, visibly tired. So that's how I feel, folks. My heart is heavy tonight. And like I said, when you're willing to put other people over and you're willing to work together as a family, and that's why, the three of us stuck together, because we all wanted to see each other shine. And that's, like I said, we haven't touched on this much, Will. And that's all I really care to say about it. But this is what it is a guy that was willing to put other guys over and let them shine. And that was his success at the end of the day. That was his championship. And that's a great man. That's a huge man. And like I said, thoughts and prayers. I don't know if you want to add anything else to that, and then we'll get to what's actually happening on the TV tonight.
Yeah, no, I can't say it any better myself. You killed that, man. Wow.
Thank you.
That was insane. And then we're starting.
Look, I'm shaking, folks. I'm shaking.
Oh,
no, that was touch deep, man. Like I said, some of these, they're just, some people say, oh, they're just wrestlers, but I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, they're part of your childhood, and you went through those stories and stuff. And it sounds crazy. And I mean, that's like a guy like KO, big fan of KO. When they put their heart into it, and a guy, KO's constantly going under for other guys. And that's a commendable quality. And to be confident enough with yourself to put other people on a pedestal, that's I think a great quality. And I saw it in him. I see it in that quote, and that's why I kind of stand by it. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
And bad guys last. What can you do? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, all best wishes to Scott, his family, to everyone around him, to the wrestling world. I know it's a sad sorrow day, but Kevin Owens is in the ring. He is calling out Stone Cold. I mean, I put him on the thumbnail hoping that we'd see him.
He just stunned the cameraman.
He stunned the cameraman.
Oh my God. Jeez, that's a beer belly. My God.
The cameraman is done.
Lay off the pies, bro.
Yo, I'll give the cameraman credit. He sold that hard. Chris is pumped for the show. He also has some well wishes out to Scott as well.
Yeah, no, I think everyone has some well wishes. Yeah. I'm gonna keep a tab open, and then if anything develops, we will report it live.
Absolutely, sir. So yeah, no, I knew today. I just wanted to start the show, and I mean the wrestling's great, and we're gonna get to that, and we're gonna put on a fun. Well, we're gonna do our best to make fun of Raw for 3 hours.
The Bleacher Report and TSN said that Scott Hall has died at the age of 63.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I trust those. Those are the only two sources that I see right now.
Okay.
So maybe more will report soon, but according to those two, yeah, I'm gonna refresh. TSN, yeah, I said TSN and Bleacher Report are the only ones that said it so far, and those were like the past 5 minutes. So
TSN, you said TSN's reporting it?
yeah, TSN and Bleacher
Yeah.
Report.
TSN only does reputable, right? They're just like, they're no different than ESPN or anything else. So I think if you're seeing it on TSN, then most likely it's true.
Yeah, I don't think TSN would really report fake shit, but man.
But yeah, I mean, everything I just said stands. What a legend, what a guy. He deserves to be a Hall of Famer. It was so
I
amazing
think
to
he
watch.
is. He is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and he completely deserved it. And yeah, I mean, to see his journey and to see how much he had progressed, and yeah, WWE just announced it. So
Oh, did they?
Chris confirms it, folks. Sad day in the wrestling world. It was already a sad day with the news. So
yeah, that's
yeah.
God damn. Oh yeah, see, they just did on their website. I'm gonna share my screen right here. KJ.
Perfect.
So that way people will know that it is indeed true.
Now we're in a commercial, folks. CJ's in Jacksonville, Florida. Could you imagine? CJ?
Do you got it now?
Oh, I see it. Yeah. There you go.
There it is.
And as CJ said, hey yo. So anyone out there who's listening right now, drop a hey yo in the chat for the one, the only Razor Ramon Scott Hall. He wrestled his first match in 1984, and he had a wonderful career. And like I said, to me, he was admirable. A guy who went through ups and downs, had bad times and good times, but at the core of who he was a good guy. And like I said, when you go out there and you put shine on other people and you're completely good with that, you're sitting next to the champ and you don't feel the need to try and get yourself over him or have your own, run. No, you were kind of the gatekeeper, and he took great pride in that. And like we've seen for years now with the IC belt, where they just treat it like garbage. They need to treat it the way it was treated when he had it, when it was defended, when it mattered. And when you went through a war to get the Intercontinental title, and if you had it, you were on your way to good things, and not just a thing to be passed around. And Razor was a legend, so I don't want to ramble forever, but like I said, heart's heavy, and yeah, thoughts, prayers, wishes to all of his family, friends, everybody.
Yeah, no, I it's so sad. Yeah, like Chris says right there, one of our very own. But that is insane to think that something like that is indeed true, and
Yeah.
such a big part of what wrestling was as a whole. One of the greatest heels of all time, and one of the greatest people of all time. So two-time Hall of Famer as well. So yep.
Well, it's amazing to think, Will, like, where would wrestling be without, like I said, without some of those big matches? Or what if he didn't go to WCW with, with Kevin Nash? What if he didn't get involved with the NWO? That was so impactful to the Monday Night Wars, to the future of wrestling at that time. It completely changed how we looked at wrestling. And yeah, I mean, it's what a huge impact Scott Hall had on wrestling and professional wrestling. So
Yeah.
like I said, sad day for sure.
What a terrible way to end it, but hey, maybe this show could make us feel a bit better. But it's Raw, so I don't think so. But maybe there's hope.
All right, folks, we're coming out of a commercial here on Monday Night Raw. Like I said, a bit of a somber start to the day, but we got through the Monday. We got some wrestling on the TV. We have Finn Balor in the ring. This is the Wrestling for Life Network. I'm KJ. That's Will. I think Chris is on his way, but either
Maybe.
way, we're having a good night. We're having a good time. Damian Priest is on his way to the ring. I didn't realize these guys were fighting again, Will.
Well, who else? It would either be Austin Theory or Damian Priest.
Right?
Yeah, I don't see it happening any other way.
There we go. So
Oh
Damian
yeah,
Priest, obviously, with the new entrance and a little bit of a new attitude.
it's kind of like
Finn has his belt now. I just figured we
half
would
Damian, half
stretch this out
Priest.
to Mania.
Yeah, well, it. I don't know what would happen from this. Sorry, I might not speak very well after that news, but um, I don't think it would stretch out to Mania, but since considering we're going to see this 5,000 times now, so not like anybody will really be hyped since this is happening now.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice to kind of get back at
Oh,
it. Right?
oh, God's sake, get this guy off my screen. I don't like him.
Will's not having it. Austin Theory.
No.
Why? Okay.
He's already fighting Pat, bro. Unless it's like Austin beats Pat for the US title, I don't see
Is
what's
it going to be
going
like
on.
yeah,
I don't
like a tag match?
because
The Pat McAfee replay, or McCafe, as LJ likes to refer to him as.
imagine promoting another match
Imagine
during a match.
during a match. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Just like
It's
they
so
did
weird,
last
TJ.
time.
Right. We just talked about Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, who was infamous for putting shine on others and letting guys get over. And these guys are stomping all over matches within matches. And we talked about it on Friday, Will. I mean, you have this big brawl with McAfee and Theory before your IC belt match. They stood in the ring forever for the fight, then another backstage promo, then a commercial, then it's crazy. Do that during a squash match and then let them beat the hell out of each other, because nobody cared about that match. But we
Yeah.
were about to get the main event of the show, and you just squash it. And like CJ just said, now we're getting a hype package for this beef. Well, you got Finn Balor and Damian in the ring.
Kind of funny how those are also like two fights involving mid-card titles as well.
Yep.
Goes to show the treatment for those.
That's what we said. We got to get it back to the respect for that Intercontinental title.
Exactly.
We got to, treat it like it was the IC title of old, where guys really wanted to have that title on their belt, on their waist. It mattered. Some guys wanted it more than they wanted the heavyweight title.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's on WrestleMania Sunday.
That's on the Sunday night. Austin Theory, Pat McAfee.
Oh no, he's gonna be on commentary. But why this?
Yeah, because Pat's gonna come out and smack him. Yeah, right. They're gonna.
Hey, actually, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because they can't help themselves, Will, and they forget. We watch all the shows, not just one at a time. Well, one at a time, but I mean, not just one show at a time. Like, we pay attention to both of them, and sometimes I don't think either the writers don't talk to each other, or they're just too lazy. We're just like, we'll format this pretty much the same way. Who cares? Nobody will notice.
Pretty interesting start.
No, it's a good start. But again, you have Austin Theory sitting here talking about his match, a completely different scenario during a title match.
Well, actually, I don't think this is a title match, but yeah, it's like a feud, yeah. But
with your champ in the ring. Yeah. Big kick by Damian Priest. Austin, I have to ask you a question. Like, don't worry about the match. Let's talk about the important stuff.
Ooh,
Uh-oh.
that didn't look good.
Wow. Hey, I hate to point out the Razor's Edge just
Oh
kind of got
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
right. And Damien's done it for a while now, so I can't imagine that was by accident. And he chucked that man. Ooh. Well, we're back into a commercial. Big shock. But that being said, folks, this is Wrestling for Life Network. We are here every night, all night, and we cover all the shows. See, I'm still a little off.
Yeah,
We're here
no, me
all week
too.
long, every day, every night. We don't stop. We got more content coming your way. The team's all here. The fans all here. For those who don't know and why I might be bumbling on my words a little bit, it was just announced that Scott Hall has passed away, which has us a little taken aback, and obviously a very somber, kind of heavy day in the wrestling world. We've lost a legend. I personally was a big fan, and like I explained, Will, like, some of the things that have happened with us over the last little bit, we swore we'd never talk about it publicly, and we would just, keep our chins up and be proud of who we were. And we've
Yeah,
done that. And like I said, I feel very much like what Scott Hall was. And I think we embody that, where we want to see each other shine. You want to put each other over. Somebody has an idea, you bring it to the table, and you push it out there, and you work together, and you build everybody. And he knew if you build up the whole team, everybody looks good, everybody achieves, everybody's successful. So that's what we all believed, and that's why we're all here. That's why we're fam. And like I said, it's a sad day to lose Scott Hall, but we are moseying on, and we are doing our best to stop bumbling on our words and kind of get our stuff together.
yeah.
But Raw's off to an interesting start. KO obviously comes out and does a promo on Austin, and then now we got this Damian Priest match.
Hmm. Yeah, interesting start, and I'm intrigued on how this is gonna go. Um, I just hope they don't have any more of that Akira, Tamina, Reggie, and Dana thing.
Yeah, no, we're going to definitely get that. That's the
Ah,
second hour drive we get every week, bud. It comes every single week. They can't help themselves.
excellent, excellent.
They're going to be on a double date this week, aren't they?
Oh,
Is that not how
please
this usually goes?
don't give them ideas, man.
No, I think that's what's happening. I don't think I made that up.
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing.
Dude, Austin is a weirdo. Yeah, a little bit, right? He's kind of
Kind
got
of.
the stalker vibe on it. Imagine promoting another match. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's so weird, CJ. It's like they don't know what they're doing with themselves, stepping on their own feet. Well, since you said it,
They
they
the
are the
next
next savior
thing.
now.
Oh
Right? There
no.
you go.
Yeah, if they really are, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, you think you'd want to promote what these guys are up to, and I didn't want the rematch. I thought they were going to hold the rematch out for a couple weeks. Maybe Damien, kicks him in the head during a backstage interview, or we do something to drag this out, because I was looking forward to these two at WrestleMania. But if we see them 3 times before WrestleMania, I'm going to be a little less than excited to see it again on the kickoff show.
Yeah. Me as well. And that's where this probably is going to be, is the kickoff show, which is a shame.
Right?
Oh, no one cares, man.
Like,
There's another.
usually, if you have a wrestler, sorry, Will.
It's all good.
Usually,
I
if
was
you have
gonna.
a wrestler come down to the table, it's because he's got beef with one of the two people in the ring,
Yeah.
or it's like a number one contenders match. They want a bird's eye view, and then it's going to some way work into the angle. This guy came out to talk about a completely different scenario, which basically says ignore what's happening in the ring. It is garbage, and you don't. It's not important. Listen to the man on the microphone.
I wouldn't say it any better myself. That's what it seems like, and it's kind of like a big middle finger to what's going on right now.
A little
Oh,
bit.
roll up. Oh, nope. Stomp.
Oh, I don't like that he does the stomp and the coup de grace. I don't like the coup de grace that much,
Yeah, it's
but I
kind of
don't
the
like
same
the fact
thing.
that he does both. Am I being picky, folks?
Nah.
I don't know.
So what happens if Damien wins? Like, what are the stakes, and why is Austin here, man? This makes no sense.
Will's like, I just want to know what's going on.
I cannot compute what's happening.
Oh man.
Oh, what? Why are you here,
What the
bro?
hell? Well, he had beef with Finn before, right? But we
I,
thought we forgot about
I don't know. I
Finn.
didn't remember even had beef.
Yeah, I remember.
Bro, this like Raw is forgettable. Like, how would you expect me to remember everything?
Well, it just doesn't make sense.
No, it never
Holy
does.
shit.
Oh, he's gonna distract. Oh, the reckoning. Come
Wow.
on. Come on, bro.
So what does that mean? Your
That
champion they love pinning champions on free TV.
that means Mania, bro. That's what it means. That's the only way it can mean.
Okay, wait. Time out. Time out. Am I crazy? Or does this make no sense at all? We have a match. I beat you for your belt. You're like, man, we should do this again next week. You got lucky. We fight, you beat me, you don't get the belt. Why? Why wouldn't you get your belt back?
I have
And why
no
is
idea.
Austin picking on Finn? Why is Finn jobbing for everybody? I have questions, Will.
And I want those questions answered. Well, why the hell is he attacking him?
Well, that drop kick was huge. He bounced him off the railing. And there's I had, speaking of theories, I thought maybe Pat would pop up and, get some heat on this whole thing. Nope. Instead, Austin's going to beat up Finn,
Get a selfie.
get a selfie. Finn looks like a jobber. And I don't get it. Oh, Seth freaking Rollins. Cody Rhodes.
I
Cody
want
Rhodes.
I want to see that happening, bro.
You want to?
Yeah. That would be a good first match for Cody if he comes back. Oh, that cut
There
though.
is a Cody chant going. CJ's
Oh.
right.
Oh, no. CJ, it wasn't Dana. It's Omos.
It's Omos versus Seth at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They're literally giving us Cody chants when we see Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't. Tony might phone Shane just out of spite. Oh, yeah, you take Cody? I'll show you. Here comes the money.
Here goes the money.
Omos is here to dominate. Are you excited about this one, Will?
No, because it's probably going to be. Oh, there we go. Commander Aziz.
Oh, we're doing almost in a sneeze.
A sneeze.
Just wait on it. Here comes Reggie. That's hour 2, CJ. That's always hour 2 when it gets a little, PG-14. There's a little bit of necking and stuff where by awkward adults who don't quite know how to be with each other. But that being said, that's generally hour 2. So hold on tight. We got way more excitement to come. And back on the commercial. How you doing, Will? How was your Monday?
Well, now it's shit. After that news.
Yeah, I know. I hear you, bro. And I mean, it's a tough spot. And I mean, like I said, it touched me deeply. I was a huge fan. So, and that's the hard part. You're stuck here on a show. The actual show, I'm surprised hasn't acknowledged it. Like unless I missed it. Anybody out there, CJ, maybe you caught it, but I don't know. I know they put it
I
on the
mean,
website, but
yeah, they put it on the website, and I think they put it
I didn't
on
hear any of the
Twitter.
commentators say, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe they will coming out of one of these commercials.
Oh, there we go. Now we're getting more sources saying that it is indeed true. I swear to God, they said it on Twitter, bro. I don't like going on Twitter. Fine, I'll go on Twitter.
I'll go on Twitter.
Fine, I'll go on Twitter and see what they say. It's probably just we are saddened to learn, blah blah blah, and then nothing
Yeah,
else.
absolutely. But I thought the live show would acknowledge it, right? They could mic in and um,
Ah, X Pac just tweeted he's gone with a sad face.
yeah.
Man,
No, that the message this morning. I woke up this morning to the message from Kevin Nash
yeah, me too.
talking about what the situation was, being very real with what the situation was, and man, it was heartbreaking to read that, like where he talked about his best friend, the guy he spent the most time in the world with, and those type of relationships, those type of bonds are hard to come by. So I can only imagine. We talk about family, but the family that you build outside of your blood, and the guys that you become brothers with and sisters with, and you connect with on a different level. Yeah, it's a rough day for everybody around, and doing our best to cover the show and stay focused and be in a good place, but definitely a heaviness, and as you physically could see tonight, yeah, it's all you can do is smile and you know do what you do best.
Yeah,
But anyone out there listening right now want to drop an AO in the chat box, by all means do so. But
yeah. Drop a
yeah,
heyo or drop an F or
or
something.
just drop an F.
Drop an F in the chat.
But that being said, and we also now we have this Austin situation where Austin's cutting Twitter videos and putting them out there and accepting a challenge via Twitter. That's just still a little surprising to me, Will.
Yeah, no, that's weird, especially something as big as Wrestle Freaking Mania. If it was like anything like a Clash of Champions or a SummerSlam, fine. But that's
Yeah,
WrestleMania, bro. Like, why is it on Twitter?
they couldn't have done like a Titantron spot, right? Like they bring them
Yeah,
up on the big screen. You know what, KO, and they've done it before. They could do it again, but it was just like it's so funny. Just everything about this last little bit of promotion here, and the names being added, and I mean they're not selling tickets, and it just feels like they're desperately swinging at everything. Austin, will
yeah.
you wrestle? God no. Will you do a segment? We'll pay you a lot. Okay, like all right. But no, I mean, I'm happy about it. I'm happy we're gonna see it. I still think Austin and KO could have pulled off a decent match, but that's me speaking out of school. I don't know what the condition of Austin's in. I don't know if you know either.
No, I have no idea. And now here comes a sneeze.
I sneeze.
A guy we barely see wrestle by as well. So we know who's winning this.
Mm-hmm. No, it's funny. Why did they
What?
never change Apollo Cruz's name?
Hmm. I mean,
Like they changed it,
they shortened his name so it was just Apollo for a bit, but then they brought the last name back.
right? But you know what I mean? They changed his gimmick, like what they do with everybody else. Okay, so he's got a new gimmick. Shouldn't he be something else? Shouldn't he have a different name? They just left it Apollo Cruz. They must have thought, good enough. No one's gonna care anyway.
He probably was like, hell no. It was probably one of those ideas where he was like, hell no, I ain't gonna be Ayodeji Balaga or something like that.
Yeah, right. Like just something jumbled. I'm not looking forward to this match at all, Will.
Me neither. This is supposed to be Battle of the Giants, but who cares? They don't have Braun Strowman, so they have this.
Whoa, we got a collar and elbow tie up.
Hmm.
A big one. A big one.
Big beefy men. I know who's loving this.
Oh. Oh, rubbing the
Uh-oh.
eyes.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Oh, there he goes. He was pushing it to his mouth like he had chloroform on it or something. Sleep, big man, sleep. Oh, shit.
No, and he scared little Apollo away.
I can't take Apollo serious at all.
I haven't. Well, I kind of did back in 2016, but then ever since then, it was just like, man, I don't care about him.
No, even when he was in NXT, I had trouble getting behind him. Nobody's disputing that he's athletic. I mean, I like him playing the villain. But I think a lot of people struggle with, and I mean, it's not even. It's just the fact that we've heard him talk for so long one way. Putting on the accent throws us all off because we've listened to him. You've told us his story. Now you're going to tell us a new story and just adopt an accent. People, that's where it's hard to get over because people know it's baloney. People know it's bullshit. Oh shoot, a sneeze is just popped. Omos is
This it?
dominating.
Oh, it's over.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Welcome to the squash night in WWE.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Bye-bye, Apollo.
Wow, he palmed his head.
One arm.
He palmed his head. Paulo and Aziz became job guys.
Who can possibly beat this man? Find out next week. Oh, no, it'll be the same people. My bad.
Oh, they're pushing. They're pushing almost. Mr. Dominant.
Yeah, they're going to be like, who can do this? Who?
Look, that's a big man to get up, though, bro.
I can tell you who can beat Omos. Veer Mahan.
That's 100% what I was thinking. I swear to you, Will, that is exactly what was on my mind.
That would be pretty good, though.
I'm like, I know what's. Veer might get the biggest pop in the history of pops.
Yeah, and it's a guy that people have barely seen.
It's insane.
He's just memed on that much. Oh, there we go. There's Seth again. Hey,
Listen for
buddies.
it. Listen for it. Oh.
Just to get rid of the Cody chance. They got to have Kevin in here now.
Oh, he just quoted Razor. Tough times don't last. Tough guys do, though. He put his own spin on it.
Yeah, so they're referencing it. I think we're gonna get that big
like that all night.
I think we're gonna get the big in memory of thing like when the editors are done. I think they're editing it. In my opinion, I think we're gonna get that package.
They should have been pretty ready.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, he was fighting for 8 hours. I was honestly kind of optimistic, and then boom, one Google search and it was all over.
Yeah, man, you always hold out hope, right?
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens is trying to build the confidence of one Seth Rollins, who is feeling pretty blue about not having a date to the dance.
Oh, now he's got an idea.
Oh, Seth has snapped.
By golly, I got an idea. Well,
wow, Liv's new stuff is trippy.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
Oh, they're besties.
I like this tag team. All
what?
for it. Give them the belts and let them beat everybody up every week. I'm all for this.
Her nameplate says loves the new WWE 2K22
It's
video game.
ridiculous, right?
What the hell? She had a
Well,
she's
that's
had a
going
pop with
after the
it.
demographic hard, bro. That's like every little boy out there that has a crush on her just read that. So you know what they got to go by,
Hey, mommy, Liv loves 2K. We gotta get it now.
right?
Get it now.
Oh, back to commercial. Jesus.
Ay, ay, ay.
So while we're on commercial with the WWE folks, I'll just remind everybody we are Wrestling for Life Network. That is Will. I am KJ. We're having a good time. We're trying to make it the best of a tough night. The show
Yeah.
does go on, the action does continue. We're waiting to see if there's any on air response from the WWE as far as the passing of Scott Hall. We also, want to say again that we pass on our well wishes and prayers to everybody in Scott's family, his friends, everybody in the wrestling world who's feeling this loss tonight. So, that being said, we are here all week, folks, and we'll break the news for you. We'll talk about it. Let us know what you think. We're here for the fans, by the fans, and if nothing else, we are raw, we are real. Not to steal from you, WWE, but well, we're plugging on, buddy.
Yeah, and that's all you could really do. The show goes on, and we're trying to shed some light. We're trying to get some laughs and everything, but it's a serious night, and it's hard. It's hard, but you gotta pull through. You gotta, and you also gotta watch a bit of wrestling with your
Mhm.
fam. So
Yeah.
it is what it is,
Now,
man.
now you're a bit younger, but do you have like have you do you have a match of Scott Halls or Razor Ramon that sticks out in your head?
Yeah, I haven't really seen that much. Like, obviously, I wasn't a super fan, but I've done my research and I've watched back on a few. The one he had with Austin, the one he had with Michaels, are two that instantly pops up, and that moment with what's his face, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
and that little squash, yeah, that was awesome.
that was so huge. The crowd went insane.
Yeah, so definitely one of the greats, revolutionized pro wrestling, and it's sad, man, and life goes on, man.
Yeah, no, like you said, it's sad. No, he was great. I even like the feud he had with Goldust back in the day. The Shawn everybody always talks about the ladder match, right? The Shawn
Yeah.
Michaels, Razor Ramon. Those two were magic in a ladder match. But even some of the other things, as his career progressed, obviously coming over and like I'll never forget that moment where they came through the crowd at WCW and everybody was like, and even the commentators, they're not supposed to be here. That was like true kayfabe. There was no Twitter. Nobody was leaking it out that it's just bullshit. It was a real thing. And as a kid, you were sitting there with your jaw on the floor, like, wait, the guys are on the wrong show. What is happening? And then all the chaos that ensued, and like all of a sudden, wrestling was like clipping to the back, and there was the NWO just bouncing like Mysterio off a trailer and beating the hell out of Jericho, and it was so different. And then, but even the storyline he had, where obviously they played up his the drinking. But there was that one night where he tips the glass and it's empty, and he turns, and the place went insane when he had that moment. And the guy was just over. Everybody believed Razor or Scott Hall. He was just good. He was captivating. He was a great guy. And like I said, the fact that he put so many people over and put so much shine. Look, there you go. So much
Shine.
shine on everybody else, and was completely comfortable and completely confident in who he was, that he didn't mind driving around with champions. He had his own thing, and he loved that IC belt, and he loved the role he played in wrestling, and that's a huge kudos. And like we said, that's what we wanted to bring to this channel and what we do here. So it's amazing. You just put shine on everybody, and everybody does well. And he
Yeah.
truly understood that. Hello, LJ. How are you tonight? I hope you're doing well. and you are having a good night.
Yeah, and I can understand why LJ kind of doesn't like her Mondays because the show, bro, the show.
I slowly feel like I'm going to end up doing Monday Night Raw by myself.
No, I'll I'll keep doing this with you, but it's it's torture, man.
It's bad. It is
Yeah.
the actual equivalent of paint drying. And the problem is, even the good stuff you do have is so separated by commercials and promos and ads and more promos. It's so few and far between. It takes the by the time they do something cool, you're like, yay,
Yeah, facts.
yeah,
Uh, that's all I can really say is facts.
right. I mean, if it's true, it's true, and I feel like in this case, it's 100% true. Um, but yeah, I don't really. This must be a kickoff show, no, or a kickoff match, no.
It's happening
Sunday
on
night
Sunday.
triple
Yeah.
threat. Who
I don't.
takes it? What's your early prediction?
Discount Team Bad.
Discount Team Bad. I like it. That's my vote. Just based on the WWE and what they love to do. I'd like to see Liv and Rhea actually bring some validity to the tag team division, and maybe we have more than 0 tag teams.
Well, that's what happens. Like they fired like half of their women's division and an already lacking women's division. So I don't
Mhm.
understand.
Well,
Oh,
it's
that
funny
was
because I mean, the comparable between them and AEW, right? Like how, I mean, everyone said that AEW's got a lacking women's division, but I mean, what we're seeing out of WWE right now, maybe the high end talent is much higher, but overall, as an average, I don't know how much better the women's division is.
no. They're like an equivalent, or like AEW's got like a slight rise in women's stars.
Yep. No, but there's a lot of talent in AEW now, right? You got
Mhm.
the Mercedes, and you got Britt already there. Soho is somewhere. I don't think she's injured. Sheeta just came back. Deeb's amazing. There's a lot of good talent. Maybe not as
Rosa.
over as like a Charlotte or a Bailey or a Banks, but give it time. And I mean, if they keep adding talented people, or I mean, that women's division can grow, and it has potential. WWE's got talented ladies. They don't get used the greatest, and I'd argue that they could pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
oh, oh, oh! I'm getting dizzy.
Oh my god. Keeps on going.
Oh, it's so funny.
Spin me right
Does this still
round.
happen? That's funny, Will. Oh, Liv's good, man.
Yeah, and she's just lacking in the tag division.
Oh, oh, she's not a little dizzy. That's an aggressive skirt dress. What is she wearing?
I don't know. Showing a
That's
little bit though.
that's aggressive.
Oh no, she's gonna cry to Corey. Oh no. We got a reality show,
Oh,
guys.
here we
We got a
go. Here we
reality
go.
show. Be sure to watch it. It's on YouTube.
I can't handle the screaming, bro. I can't. The screaming gets to me. I hate to admit it. The screaming gets to me. I want to turn the TV off. The minute she starts screaming, I'm like, okay, I'm done for the night. Nothing else I have to hear. My ears need to go recover. Nice. See, I like
I
it.
was now. Oh, okay.
There you go. Live with
Yeah.
a big W. Yeah.
Mela goes over to Corey. Hey, by the way, Mela and Corey's our new reality series. Did you guys know that?
Oh my God.
No. Uh oh, someone's a little angry.
Oh. I don't care for the Queen. I don't care for Carmella.
Me neither.
I now, because of Carmella, don't much care for Corey. It is a struggle.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of
Oh,
Liv. I'm a big. Oh, this is what it's.
what?
Seth's going to challenge Rhea Ripley. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
There we go.
I'm in
No,
though.
no, no, no. He's gonna challenge Corey. He's gonna challenge
Could you
Corey.
imagine?
That would be sick. I wouldn't mind that.
I hate to admit it. After months of coming on YouTube and smashing Seth Rollins over and over, he's growing on me again.
Desperate to go to WrestleMania. These nameplates,
Like,
man. Okay,
like
well,
they're almost making. It's a little bit.
I don't understand. Like, are they hinting at him managing this new team or something? Like,
Could you imagine that's his new thing? I
he's
will
just a
be.
manager.
I will be the Christian, and you guys will be Jurassic Express. Are you honestly giving us another goddamn commercial before this starts?
Yep.
He is nuts.
I
I don't
don't get
know.
it.
I've
I
been
don't get
bagging
it.
on this guy for so long, Will. So long, just bagging on him, bagging on him, bagging on him. And here we are. He's dancing around in the ring, and I'm like, shit. He's getting to me.
That's what happens, though. That's character development for you.
But
Oh my
yeah.
god. Miz TV is going to be on NXT with special guest Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, big announcement, folks. Miz TV is going to be on NXT 2.0 tomorrow, which we will have a watch party for as well. Tune in. Yeah, that's exciting. That's interesting news. His guest is going to be the new NXT champion, Dolph Ziggler. I love
I'm
it.
all
I
for
called
that.
it. I was so pumped.
Man, I honestly loved it when it happened. Like, again, it was something that I did not expect, but I wanted, and it happened.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's crazy that they actually did it. Like, you thought he was just there for the pin. They're like, we don't want these two to pin each other before Mania weekend. So, Dolph, take the L. No, not today. Not today.
it's like, I'll even re-sign my contract or something like that. Just let me have one more title run, please.
Right? Let me do it. I think it's a good move. I think he's a vet. I think he fits the mold of NXT 2.0. He's colorful. He's upbeat. I know he's an older guy, but I mean, he's got a young vibe to him. He's got a good energy. Robert Roode looks a little bit too old for the crowd, but that's a different story. I was happy that they even gave us a bit of that glorious entrance a couple weeks ago. It was huge. I mean, people have been kind of liking a little bit of what they're getting from NXT 2.0, but obviously they're sprinkling in a lot of nonsense. So we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah, and I can't wait for that, though. For what tomorrow is going to bring. My bad.
Yeah, not at all. But that being said, folks, this is the Wrestling for Life Network. We are on commercial with WWE Raw tonight, and we are doing another watch party. We're here all week long. We have our podcast coming. We have news coming your way. We got so much content planned, and then of course we got the Crockett Cup coming up next weekend. We have Mania on the horizon. We have so much coming your way, folks. Like, subscribe, join the family. Like I always say, the fam is all here. We started from the bottom. We're working our way back to the penthouse. And as we voted on the other day, we're actually going after the mansion. Forget the penthouse. So we are having another good night. Unfortunately, we talked about it already. The sad news, the sad passing of Scott Hall. And obviously, talking about it earlier, it really touched my heart. It's really hard to kind of get through and try and, put on a happy face. Hello, Anthony. Good to see you. Good to see you. Speaking of joining the fam, how are you tonight, Chris?
I'm all right.
You're a little quiet,
news.
sir.
Yeah, you're quiet.
You're a little quiet, sir, but welcome to the show.
I'm good. Just some sad news to start, I guess, the night. But you guys said it perfectly at the start of the show there. KJ, your promo there going on that was great. I couldn't have said it better myself. And Scott Hall, what a legend, one of a kind. There's probably no one else like him, and it's a sad day to see him go.
Absolutely. I mean, it's always sad when you lose a legend or lose anybody. And I mean, you want to see people live forever, but the sad fact is it doesn't happen. And the good news is he was surrounded by loved ones and people who truly cared. And I mean, that's all you can hope for in this world. That you made an impact, you touched people's hearts, and you get to pass on in a good place. And I hope that's what Scott had today. So, like we keep saying, thoughts and prayers out to the whole family.
Yeah, like I would hate to be in that position, man. And I mean, nah, I'm not talking about personal issues, but bro, I understand how that feels, and thoughts and prayers, man.
Yeah, and Anthony said as a fan, and he's not trying to be negative, but a lot of us, I mean, had the same opinion. I'm sure at times with, obviously some of Scott's demons and some of the things he went through, but that's he persevered and but we've seen it with other wrestlers, right? Like they get their lives better, but the toll it took on them doesn't go away, and same thing with Eddie, right? And kind of that same feel to it. So it's unfortunate, it really is. But he was a fighter. Obviously, we saw him, come a long way, and that whole following him all the way to the Hall of Fame. If anyone hasn't seen that little documentary, where was it a 24/7, or was it just was it something else? Does anyone remember that one?
Not sure.
When they follow him,
24/7.
Yeah. So anyway, it was touching. It was cool. That whole Hall of Fame thing was cool. Like I said, that quote is amazing. So they are giving us a recap of Madison Square Garden, folks, just so you know. I know we keep getting a little sidetracked, but it just is the nature and the theme of the night. But we're getting a little recap of Roman standing over the beast bleeding, the bloodline surrounding the champ, and the champ with 2 belts. Is this a thing to come, Chris?
I believe so.
Yeah, I don't see this happening any other way. Sorry to cut you off, Chris, but yeah.
Oh, no
they've
worries.
been protecting Roman so much for the past few years. So yeah, I see it happening.
Any updates on Cody? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, sorry, Chris. I think there was a bit of a delay there.
Well, just saying, Roman hasn't taken a pinfall in a singles match since 2019, I think.
Yeah.
It said so. That's a long time, but I would personally like Brock to win it because everybody thinks Roman's going to win it, and I love this variation, this Brock gimmick that we have going on right now. So that would be who I'd want, but I think Roman's going to win.
Your favorite part of SmackDown just got replayed again. The 2
guys. Oh
yeah. I rewatched it a few times. It kind of made me feel better about Butch, but not fully.
Not fully. I mean, those guys got chucked.
They
haven't got up yet.
Nothing can make me feel better about Butch. Nothing.
Right. So Ross, good to see you, Ross. Thank you for coming to the show tonight. We haven't got any updates. The only update I can give you is when they brought Seth up, and he was backstage talking about Mania and being sad and depressed and bummed out. We got a Cody chant.
He's in the ring right now.
But right now he's in the ring, Ross. So maybe you know something we don't know, but we're waiting to find out if it has anything to do with Seth Rollins. I still find it hard to believe that Cody Rhodes is going to show up on a WWE product. I will be shocked.
Watch him say, "I found somebody," but you'll find out at Mania.
You'll find out at Mania. Dun, dun, dun.
No, they're having trouble, I think, selling. I think they want to get that out of the bag as soon as possible.
Yeah, no, that's everything's a push for money right now. A push for tickets, like everything, Austin, everything.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, maybe. I don't know.
He's growing on me, Chris.
Yeah, I know he's having a good time in there. I'm not a big fan of the purple suit that he's got going on, but no, he's becoming annoying, but in a good way, I guess.
Less
It's
laughing.
getting better.
Less laughing.
So,
Wait, it's not going to be KO.
yeah,
It is KO.
So what's going on?
I don't know what's going on.
He's gonna
KO's
fight
coming
Seth.
out. Seth has news for him. They're both smiling like idiots. I'm not quite sure what's up.
Maybe the KO show could be on Mania Saturday, and the match with Rollins is on Mania Sunday.
Yeah. Honestly, a big prediction. I can see Gabe Stevenson and his brother Damian Kemp showing up in the partnership with Brock or even the Bloodline at WrestleMania. Yeah, I mean, why not?
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool to see.
Hello, Sarah. How are you tonight? Welcome to the show. And for all the folks out there who are new to the channel, this is Wrestling for Life Network. We're having fun as always. A bit of a somber night, but Raw moves on. I'm a little surprised. Is anyone else surprised they haven't acknowledged it, like, or had, Jimmy or Graves come on and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to let everybody know," blah blah blah, something?
The kids got Twitter. They'll find out themselves.
Oh, bro.
Well, I don't know.
I'm a little bit surprised. I thought maybe. Well, who's unannounced? Maybe
Jimmy, Byron, and Corey, I think.
Yeah, maybe if it was Michael Cole, they would have done it, but maybe they'll just wait till probably NXT to do like something there and then SmackDown.
That's what I was thinking.
Considering who Scott Hall is, I'm kind of surprised they haven't stopped.
I'm a little surprised they haven't said anything. I really am. And I mean, you kind of knew this was coming, right? In the sense of, people put out messages earlier that, they were pretty bleak. I mean, I'm surprised. Now, do you think if he had passed earlier today that this show would have at all been in honor of him or dedicated to him?
Definitely, so? Because the news just went by like literally right when we
as they went live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they did that on purpose to hold off the announcement.
Yeah, like you said, maybe they could have had something.
Are they fighting over Austin?
Are they? Oh, maybe Seth wants to fight Austin. Oh.
What were you saying, Chris?
Sonya's in the ring.
Shoot. I got distracted there with what was going on in the ring. Sorry. You don't say that too often about Raw.
What the hell?
What?
It involves. Are they going to fight now to see who plays Austin?
Who's dancing about it?
He just chucked the microphone.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if that worked again.
No, there's a twist. There's got to be a twist to this.
So, is it going to be?
KO still getting the moment.
I don't.
But the crowd's cheering. They're singing along.
That's interesting.
That's what I'm thinking. Alex. I think they're holding off. Don't you, Chris? Will?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was saying there before that happened. Yeah, I think they're just, because of the timing of it, they were like just on the air, just going on. Either they do something at the very, very end, or they wait till NXT.
I don't think that's good, man. I don't think that's good enough. I think it should have been. They got to address it. I believe.
But
You're
that would
live.
also give them enough time to edit the package and edit the graphic. I think they should still like announce it. But yeah, if you want to do the graphic and the package, then yeah, you could definitely wait. But I don't know.
Maybe I'm just being too critical. I just think they should acknowledge it.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they should.
Anyway, this is an honest question. Do you think the visionary and the architect characters are more successful as a heel, or can it be successful as a babyface?
No, heel, 100%. He was amazing as a heel, as the architect and the visionary. So definitely heel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's better as a heel. As much as you can cheer him, and he has the move set that like makes it easy to cheer for him,
There
and
you
he
go.
can be good at being a face. But no, I'd rather see him as a heel.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting the Mysterios.
He's growing on me. I keep saying it. I've been bad mouthing him for months, for weeks, and he's growing on me. It's pissing me off, to be honest.
It's pissing you off.
Speaking of pissing me off, the Mysterios are here.
Wait, they piss you off?
Yeah, I don't like them. I hate this. I hate the whole Mysterio shit. And I love Rey Mysterio. Like, Mysterio's so good. But this last little bit here with his kid makes me hate him. I don't want to hate Mysterio. He's a legend.
Oh,
But
the Hurt Business still exists.
And they're about to job out to the Mysterios.
Oh.
Actually, they beat. Who did they beat? I thought they beat the Mysterios last week.
Did they?
I was
Yeah,
shocked.
they did. They did.
Oh, trying to keep track of how many times they fought each other.
That's what happens.
Gentlemen, enjoy the commercial. Actually, before I do that, ladies and gentlemen, remember this is the Wrestling for Life Network. That is Chris. That is Will. I am KJ. We are coming to you every day. We got so much content planned, and we are just working and grinding. We are going to bring you the best, most fun, the livest watch party every night. Tune in. Tell your friends. Tell everybody we are here. We are doing it. We are starting from the basement and working our way back up to the penthouse and then beyond. And, like we said, like Scott Hall, we were all about putting the shine on each other and sharing the love. And that's what we're doing, folks. So enjoy the show, be a part of the family. And there you go. There's the other member of the fam. We're all here, folks. We stick together like glue. So, yeah. Thank you very much for those who have tuned in, liked, and been a part of it already. And like I said, tell everybody we are here. We're having a good time. Give us a thumbs up and give us some love. And with that being said, boys, it is all you for the next little bit.
Sounds good.
How's it going?
Commercials. Oh, it's going good. I mean, I'm trying with the whole news and everything, and
Make the best of it, I guess.
Yeah, and this terrible show is not making me feel any better.
No, I'm curious now what they're gonna do with this whole KO Rollins situation, but
yeah,
I'm sure they'll have it resolved shortly.
Yeah, I think we'll find out shortly because, like, now does Austin actually get a match? It makes no sense.
Yeah, like, are they positioning this that he's actually going to wrestle? And then even then, are they going to take it away from KO after all the promoting, all the bad hate on Texas? Texas sucks, all this stuff, and then you're just going to take it away from him?
I don't know. The only thing I think is the KO show could still happen with Steve, and then on Sunday he faces Seth.
Yeah, so he does double duty. Yeah, that's a very good possibility.
That way you could get tickets for both nights and sell pretty good.
You hope, yeah. Right? Yeah, you're getting those two main guys on both shows. It's smart. I don't know if they're really pushing the limit here on matches in a pay-per-view, but we'll have to see how long each one actually gets.
Yeah, they've got to be about on like the 10 to 15 matches on the card so far at this point.
I think I've seen there's 9 announced, and they're hoping to get like 16 plus, and that's not including the KO show and the segments they're doing.
Yeah, that's gonna be an overload.
Well, it's that we were talking about it before, where it's just everybody gets a participation medal nowadays. It's not actually what you do anymore. It's just if you're there, you're going on.
Yeah, no, it used to be a big deal where people would compete at Mania. Now it's just like, hey, you work here, go on.
Right? Get out there, and I get it's better for everybody because more people get piece of the money and stuff. But the pay-per-views used to be special. They used to be something that not everybody was on, and if you weren't on it, usually it was for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's kind of lost its luster that way, where they try and squeeze in, and then you see Battle Royal here and Andre the Giant there, and a whole bunch of things that aren't necessary to make your pay-per-view good.
And it would always be like feuds that would be built for like months and months and months.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's just like, hey, started last week and then it's happening in a pay-per-view. You know, something like that. Like last minute, it seems to be filled.
Yeah.
Now we're getting it.
Creative thinking and writing isn't very good anymore.
No, they've fired, my bad, all of their good people.
If Seth wins, Seth replaces KO at Mania. This is nuts, though. That's actually a pretty cool idea. But like I said, you can't waste all this hate that Owen's been throwing out there.
Yeah, no. And like replaces, what would that necessarily mean? Like, would that mean that it would be a match, or does that mean Seth is the new host of the KO show? Like,
my guess is you'd have like, yeah, it would be. Has he ever done his own show? What was it?
Rollins Report, I think it was called.
It was something. Yeah. Anyway, just turn it into his own thing. Right?
Yeah,
Just
maybe.
have his own show, be the host, which then I guess it still turns into a brawl. But Austin, as you see, is pissed off at Kevin Owens. So somehow, some way, it's still, I think, can involve all 3 of them, maybe at this point.
Maybe. And there's Logan Paul.
Yeah, okay.
With the Prime energy drink.
But do you think this is all happening because the whole Shane McMahon issue?
What do you mean?
Because it was rumored that Shane McMahon and Seth Rollins were going to fight at Mania.
Oh.
But then
maybe.
Now Shane's got fired or whatever you call it.
Or maybe
barred from Daddy's Kingdom. So then now they have to try and figure out what to do with Seth.
Yeah, I mean, seems legit. Makes sense, but I don't know.
And I guess if Cody hasn't signed yet, then that's probably what they're hoping for, is another big match for Seth. But if Cody doesn't sign, then he's got to go somewhere.
True that.
And back to the Logan Paul. Yeah, I don't know. He's doing all right. At least he's coming around more than you usually see some celebrities when they show up at Mania. So
yeah, and at least, you know, it's not like the classic, hey, I'm a douche. It's just like, I want to fight and I want to fight.
Yeah. Right? So he's at least giving you something else. It's a different vibe for a celebrity.
Yeah.
even Mayweather, like Big Show, I never really took it as serious as other one. It just, you kind of knew Mayweather wasn't going to come in and lose.
No, and it's not like let's say like Knoxville, or let's say I always give Bad Bunny shit. But at least
You don't like that Bunny?
Logan actually looks like he wants to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll give him credit for that. I completely agree. He actually seems to want to be there, and he's enjoying his time.
Yeah,
He tried. He learned some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got a better splash than Snoop Dogg.
Well, it helps when he goes back to boxing for his fixed fights with other celebrities.
Right?
Gives
yeah.
his timing a little better.
You all seem
You all seem
very.
excited for the show. We are. We're always excited for the show. It just lets us down.
Yeah, no, we're always excited to like call it, and then when it actually happens, just like, oh man.
That's what we need is a commercial counter.
No.
Oh yeah.
One of these days, maybe it's like a New Year's Raw or something. We do a drinking game for that.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll do a live drinking game every time. Every time there's a commercial, take a shot.
We have someone be the sober person, and if it gets too far, just they hit the exit button. You're no longer allowed.
That'd probably be me. That'd probably
Last
be me.
one standing is the winner.
For a 3-hour Raw? Ooh.
Oh no, we'd all be dead. There'd be no point.
My birthday fall on a Monday?
Yeah, if my birthday's on a Monday, holy Jesus.
No, that'd be a hard game to do. There's not many that would walk away from that.
Yeah, there'd have to be some additional rules, like 2 shots if it's a pizza commercial. And
Oh,
man,
no. Now you're asking for death at that point.
Okay, and this is why our little brother doesn't make it.
Oh, Dominic with a big pin, and here comes the brouhaha.
Uh-oh.
Miz looks like a guy who, like, a kid just keyed his car and he caught him.
You're saying that just because it's Dominic.
Yes, that's why I'm saying it. Like you just like got him kicking his mailbox or some bullshit. Just come here.
Yeah, he just took a gut shot by Ray. Took it like a champ.
Oh,
as much as like Ray made you believe his whole career that like, yeah, he could do this, Dominic has none of that.
He has that. He's literally a baby face, and he has that baby face.
Like maybe, yeah, and like how old is he? Like maybe in like 22? A year or two, or like
22, 23.
Like when he gains a little bit more man weight and builds out a little, like maybe it's a little different, but he's not that big, but he's too
24.
big to be Ray, and it just doesn't work.
But Ray was always kind of cut, right? Like, I mean, Ray was always in pretty good shape. Even young Ray without the mask when he was hanging around with Conan and such.
That was so weird.
And then the intangible was how crazy he was a high flyer, but his kid's not like him. Like his kid's not wowing us with his wrestling skills.
No, not one bit.
He's just a skinny, tall kid that kind of grapples.
But he's not that tall. Was the problem too.
Like, but I think if you were going to bring him in, you should have given him a mask.
Like the second Ray retires, he gets his he gets his pink slip. You go with him.
Yeah, honestly,
we're getting more blue edge.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Why doesn't he just do the brood stuff? Why did he have to go blue? It is pretty cool though.
The blued.
I still don't like it.
It's like what?
He'll be back.
I don't like the approach.
You don't like the what story?
Well,
the angle?
Yeah, I just don't like. I damn near killed him to get the best out of him.
But it makes sense, doesn't it?
Kind of, sort of, maybe. Just come out and slap him.
Right? Like, there's enough time between now and WrestleMania for him to recoup. And in that time, he's sitting at home festering. He's just thinking edge, 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 edge.
Are we gonna get a neck brace promo?
See, then it gets. I don't know. Those were always used back in the day. How long did Heenan have one?
Oh, for years. It was
Right?
insane.
Now he actually had neck issues. Who was it that he freaked out on the one time? Oh, Brian Pillman in WCW touched his neck, and he actually like freaked out, swore on the air, and then walked off because he couldn't touch his neck.
Right.
It's actually a really funny moment in WCW history.
Yeah. Now I do want to point out, AJ's known for being blue, white, right? I mean, it's his branding is very blue most days. And now we got Blue Edge. So is that the correlation there? Is that the connection?
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, maybe. I just thought he was being dark and blue, and I'm evil now. I don't know. That's why I said, why didn't he just do the Brood stuff? He was badass when he was doing the Brood stuff.
True. We're not dying, LJ. We're not dying, but thank you.
No, we like to talk too much to be dying. We're okay.
That's it. We're still having a good time, even if the show is nothing but commercials.
Yeah.
But that's a hard one to pick. Who's going to win, regardless of the angle?
I think it's got to be AJ. I think it's got to be kind of a passing of the torch moment.
But he's 45. How do you pass the torch to him?
That's not the point. I didn't make the match.
I think Edge goes over.
No, I don't think so. I don't.
Oh,
AJ's got more moments left than Edge does.
You think
Well,
so?
that's the point. Is they're gonna quickly try and build Edge to? I think he's gonna get a title run at some point.
You think so?
Before he goes, you have to give him one.
One more run?
He deserves at least one more run.
I mean, he's had a pretty long one so far.
It was one more match 15, 16 times.
That's true.
Right.
But I mean, I just feel like WWE has a habit of
well, they'll screw it up somehow.
another commercial.
I don't want to see MGK on my screen. I'm gonna say this until this commercial.
But yeah, they'll forget to do it or not do it or hint at it and then pull it or something silly where they screw it up royally, or he gets it for one night and then somebody cashes in on him or something. But
Fair enough.
I think Edge deserves, especially how long he missed, and the dude must have worked his balls off to get cleared. So
without a doubt,
he does. And look at the shape he's in. Look at the promos he's putting on. I'd give him a title run.
You definitely have noticed that Edge has done some acting, because he definitely came back with a very strong monologue game.
Well, yeah, he was in a few movies, no?
Yeah, and he was in Vikings.
He was in a couple shows on what was it, Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
What was the one called?
Oh yeah, what's the one with the
Haven? I think.
What?
Haven.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Am I right? I don't know.
Yes.
I'd have to look it up for sure.
For all those out there not in Canada, that's what that is. That's some Canadian TV right there.
Yeah, and then he was in some WWE movies where he played a cop. I think he was one with Lana.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, Edge and Lana did a movie?
Yeah, you didn't know. Yeah, they did.
Interrogator?
Yes, that's it.
God.
That's it.
I'm on a roll.
I never saw it. I never wanted to.
That
was what it was called, I think.
I don't think I've ever seen it either. No. Most WWE movies I haven't seen.
No.
Interrogation.
I seen with a helper.
Interrogation. That was what it was called. So you were around the right track. Yeah.
I was close.
And how many 12 rounds did they make?
12?
Did they make 12 of those?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. That was just a guess.
They were low budget Fast and the Furious. It never Cena did 2 or 3. I don't know. Miz did a couple.
Orton.
Moxley did 1 or 2.
I think Orton.
Or was that a different movie? That was the Marine that Moxley.
The Marine,
did.
yeah.
There you go.
Cena did the Marine.
Miz did 2, and
Miz talked about it during promo, so I think Miz did maybe more than 2.
No, he did. I think he did 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, okay. I'd have to look it up for sure. I'm not
I'm not gonna be
that
the
up
Google
to date on
guy all night.
WWE movies. I did see the Kane See No Evil movie. That was
all right. It was
that
kind of
was dark.
shitty.
That was dark.
Well,
It
what
was.
would
It
you
wasn't.
All
expect?
like moments.
Yeah, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great at all. I mean, sheesh. No, yeah, I'm trying to look this up. Okay, so we got John Cena, the Marine. We got the Condemned.
That's Austin.
Fighting with My Family was good though.
Paige, yeah.
Interrogation, yeah. Edge and Lana, you guys were right.
I looked it
Countdown.
up.
Countdown. Kane, Ziggler, and Isabel. Someone Isabel.
Oh,
idea.
was
Walking
there
Tall
someone
might
named
be the
Isabel?
best one.
I think that's just a random actor named Isabel.
Yeah, fair enough. Walking Tall was wicked.
The Rock. Oh, I didn't realize that was WWE.
I'm sure they had a hand in it just because he was in it.
Yeah.
12 Rounds 3 with Dean Ambrose.
I saw that.
I didn't.
What is Dead Man Down with Colin
No
Farrell
idea.
and Russ Howard?
Oh,
I don't know
Queen
how that-
Charmel is being inducted. Sorry, they're showing a promo.
Oh, the Charmel. Are we going to talk about this?
No,
Are we gonna
get
piss some
back.
people
No,
off
I don't
tonight?
want to. I don't want to hear it.
On a side note, you can go back to 12 rounds because that's more interesting than Charmel going in because that's just
Yeah,
a load
thank you.
Charmel going in sucks. Makes no sense, and I don't get it.
There's just so many more people that deserve to be in there before her. I get she's Booker T's wife and she had a pretty good moment in a short time span, but
No
that
shit.
was it. And she was a sidekick. Like she wasn't anything special.
We're going to put Summer Rae in there next, or
Hey,
Hornswoggle.
don't give them ideas. Don't.
I actually think Hornswoggle deserves it more than Charmel.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. He did more.
Nah. Give that one-legged guy who when it,
Zach Gallen.
yeah, I think that was his name. Who wrestled with
Yeah.
Brock. Yeah, he deserves it more than what's her face.
Just for the beating he took.
Yeah,
no kidding.
exactly.
That was
Took
brutal.
it like a champ.
Took it like a rag doll.
God.
that was not good.
No, but he
No.
could.
You think that would never get away nowadays? They would like
They
people
would
would
shit
freak
all
out.
over that.
Oh yeah, that's not PC
They
at all.
would
You
be
can't-
like, they'd be like, that man has a disability. You can't do that. you
No.
know?
Oh no, they'd be
that's
calling
They-
not-
Lesnar to go to jail.
Yeah.
Oh, he would not work another job again, not even at a Starbucks.
Oh, I think he would. I think Vince would back him.
You think Brock Lesnar working at a Starbucks
That would
with
be
a cowboy hat being like, hey, would you like a venti espresso?
Yeah,
Right
can you
on,
imagine
guys.
him trying to make that nonsense?
A
Spilling
grande
and knocking shit
espresso,
everywhere, like the Hulk.
a venti frappuccino. Oh,
We
I don't
got Blue
understand
Edge
him.
on the screen, folks. How do we feel?
I
I
like
don't
it.
understand. This is like discount taker shit.
No, his promos have been like great.
A little gratuitous at times, a little bit long at times, but he's been good. I'll give you that.
All right, use a word I don't understand. Yeah, sure, but
Screw you, KJ.
they're riveting from start to finish for me. Like I don't know if it's just because I grew up such a fan of his, but like they're awesome. So I don't mind them.
Did you use riveting to get back at me?
Yeah,
Riveting.
I got some shit too up here.
You said it with malice.
Yeah.
Riveting.
Riveting. I could use big words too.
I thought you just did Danhausen.
What?
Who, me?
I thought Will was doing Danhausen. Oh, I think he glitched.
Oh, me? Oh, shit.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there. Okay.
Is it working?
Your audio, your visual's catching up to your audio. I think we're good now.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Your arm was like molting into the red earlier. Look kind
Yeah,
of cool.
it's
That
funny.
that's
I let it
that's
go.
my screen.
There you
Just
go.
let it go. Just let it go. I've learned to deal with it. I can't do this. Oh, it's
So do
pretty
we get it?
decent.
There
See,
you
I'm
go. We're losing
disappearing.
you. So do we get AJ tonight?
No, I think that's too soon.
So next
How?
week?
It was 2 weeks ago they did it.
Yeah.
Yes. Or 3.
I'd give them one more week.
This is
We're
where.
like,
Go ahead.
how many weeks till WrestleMania? I can't do the math right now.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. This
Well,
weekend.
maybe. Holy moly!
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So maybe, or you do the go home show. That would make
Okay.
sense to me. Just
See,
let
this
Edge
is where.
talk.
Yeah, old WWE would give us like AJ at home with a neck brace on the couch. Like, when I get this neck brace off, you're dead.
Gonna kick your ass.
You could do that. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I like it. He seems like a crazy
See,
old
this
man.
is- But here's the thing, and I'm telling you, guys, it is a WWE creative mandate. If you're going to turn heel, you have to start laughing obnoxiously. Because Edge just did it.
Yeah, but his makes sense. Where Seth just does it all the time.
Amen. But nonetheless, I mean, come on now. Like,
Maybe,
it
yeah.
has to be a directive. Someone's like, listen, okay, you're a bad guy now. So between sentences, go, give us a bit of a sinister giggle. Like,
He reminds me of something, but I haven't been able to figure it out yet.
no.
This whole blue, the way his hair is, he reminds me of like a movie or like a character, but I can't name it yet. I like it. I think it's awesome.
He looks like let's say if this was like a Middle Ages film, like he would be the king. He would be the villain.
I mean, he's got he's got his hair all blown out, different look. He's getting a good amount of heat.
He knows how to do it.
They always find an angle, like, okay, now we got to show the logo.
Yeah. Well, no, considering you were cheering him like last month, like this is amazing how quick he can make you believe he's gone crazy.
Yeah. Change his hairstyle, change his clothes, and give him a new attitude. Fans
Turn
will
out the
like
lights.
Give him a little blue light, yeah.
Wow. Sammy, it's good to see you, buddy. Rest in peace, Razor Ramon. What's your favorite iconic moment in history? Mine was Razor and Sean in the ladder match, and Razor holding both titles.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, I think that's
absolutely.
everybody's go-to.
Do you know what? Like, I mean, it's not directly his moment, but the moment that one of my favorite wrestling moments ever. I remember sitting on the floor at my aunt's house because her hubby or boyfriend or whatever the hell he was loved wrestling. So I'd go over to her house so I could watch the wrestling on Sundays, and sitting on the floor watching that night where Hogan drops the leg on Savage, and that place becomes unglued, and they start throwing things in the ring.
Oh yeah.
The official kind of, obviously the coming together of the original NWO, and literally stunned the world, right? We all knew, they talked about their third, and then there it was, the biggest baby face in the history of baby faces turning heel in front of everybody. And what a huge moment. Scott, obviously a huge part of that whole situation. So it's crazy, right? Like, I'll never forget that one. I love that moment.
No, that's a huge moment that changed the course of wrestling probably forever. Right? There's people to this, there's groups, factions to this day trying to emulate what they did.
Yeah.
So no, that was I was gonna say, like, if there was a second, it'd probably be like that first time he jumped over the ropes in WCW, and he grabs the mic and he's like,
Uh-huh.
You know who we are, and but you don't know why we're here,
Yeah.
right? And the place is just like, huh? It was
Yeah.
great. He had them like in the palm of his hand, like just
Yeah.
rolled, and it was so good. And it was just you had no idea back then what the hell was going on, and then it eventually got to what you just said.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's groundbreaking what happened. And if the story, if my memory serves me correct from my wrestling library in my head, I do believe it was Scott Hall that jumped first. Am I correct on that? And it was him that told Nash to follow. Or was
Ooh,
it vice versa?
guys.
No, it was Scott Hall, I believe, who originally took the
Yeah.
contract, and then he showed Kevin Nash.
Nash, like, look what they're gonna pay us, right?
And
Yeah.
then Kevin Nash was like, "Hey Vince, you gotta match this at least. Just match it." And Vince was like, "I can't."
Yeah.
So he was like, "Well, I'm taking my show over there."
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, it changed the wrestling world for a long time.
Mm-hmm. And of
Guys.
course, I mean, go ahead, Will.
AEW tweeted about Scott's death.
Absolutely, and so they should. There's a lot of, I mean, you're part of the wrestling community. I would be shocked if they didn't. I know a couple people who have passed away. I mean, when Bobby Eaton passed away, Tony put out really, really lovely words about him. So that good on him for that.
No, when right before I came on, I clicked on the Instagram, and it was like the first 15 things was all about Scott Hall. Well, it was like
Yeah.
the Score, Impact, GCW. I think New Japan put one out. Tommy Dreamer, Page. There was a whole lot of them that just it took up the whole. Like I kept scrolling, and it was just all Scott Hall.
Yeah,
and it shows how much he meant to not just the world, wrestling world, the whole world. Because so
hey man,
fine dude.
Mm-hmm. I've done a lot. I don't know the specific number anymore, but I've done a lot of these watch-alongs, watch parties, whatever we call them.
You've done about 120 now.
Thank you, Will.
Will's counting.
Guy makes me smile. That was funny as hell. So we've done about 120 of these, and that's a lot of hours on these shows. And there's not too many moments that I've been shook or kind of off. And tonight definitely got to me. So, and I know I'm slightly older than both you gentlemen. So, again, being such a being such a diehard wrestling fan, and that era when all of that took place in those 83 weeks, and the chaos, wrestling was so good. You were flicking back and forth. You were watching replays that would it would come back on like Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons on in Canada. We got it on sports. TSN, and we would watch it as many times as we could get it because things were different back then. And Scott Hall, I mean, one of the craziest things ever is Vince came out with his own Razor Ramon and Diesel after they left. Still to this day, one of the craziest botches ever, maybe in any company. It was one of the dumbest things a company's ever done.
Most embarrassing moments ever. It was trying to do that and emulate what they created first, but no, that Scott Hall is one of the big reasons, especially in that era before they left for WCW. You wanted to see the main card or the mid card. You wanted to see that Intercontinental title match because that usually meant that was your two best workers in the company. They would have to go through those guys just to get to be the champion. So Scott Hall, he went through Bret Hart, HBK, Austin, all these guys. Now, like you said earlier, KJ, he was happy just putting those guys over and they ended up moving on. But he was kind of like the standard bearer there for a long time where you went through him to get to the next step.
Yep.
And he was if not the best at it. He never won a championship, I don't believe.
No, not a world
not a world one, no.
No, I see.
Right, and that was you wanted to tune in to see that mid card because other than that, the main event, and it was a little slower, bigger, gimmicky guys. Where those guys, they worked their asses off.
Yep.
And it was always a blast watching his matches.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's had a list of classic matches.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think, Will?
Yeah, he's had a huge thing. I've said them earlier. The one with 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, the one with Stone Cold, the one with Brett, with Sean. He's had a ton. He's faced the best, and he is one of the best. So yeah, it's a shame, and I've said this before. I'll say it again. Rest in peace, and thoughts and prayers to the family.
Mhm. No, absolutely. And I mean, I think when you talk about like sports moments or big moments, people always say, like, do you remember where you were when this happened? And like to your point, Chris, there's a few Scott Hall moments where I remember exactly where I was when shit went down. I knew, I remember when 1, 2, 3 Kid beat him, and the crowd exploded because he was such.
Oh, Veer
Sorry to
Mahan.
sidetrack.
I see you got
Uh-oh.
you seen the paint, didn't you, in your peripheral? You're
Right?
like, oh, this can't be it. No.
Come on, please say coming next week.
Does he come out at Mania and like ruin the main event or something? Because at this point, it needs to be. This is like the gobbledygooker. It has to be good. It can't be just a gobbledygooker coming out of the egg.
No, I mean it's the most anticipated debut in a long time, and for obvious reasons. It's insane. It's insane to me.
But with the exception of the Undertaker, who else? Like, yeah, they would do vignettes, and even Mankind sometimes. Who's ever had this many vignettes?
Nobody.
For
No.
debut? Maybe
Yeah,
Jericho.
even Lars Sullivan didn't get that much.
Yeah, Lars.
No. Maybe Jericho, because it was the countdown clock for I can't remember
Even
how
that,
many.
I don't think it was that
For the
long.
millennium.
But it wasn't videos of Jericho. It was just simply a clock would appear, and it was genius, and it was one of the best things ever done.
Oh
It was just a clock appeared, right? And
yeah,
then
no, that was one of the best moves ever. And even when he redid it, and everyone was like, "No, it can't be him." Yeah, it is.
Well, it can't. Nobody else do it.
We're getting Cross and Dewdrop together now.
Well, that's 2 tag teams. See, now the division has 2 legit tag teams. Rhea and Liv, give them a name, and then these 2, whatever they are, that's
Almost
2
relevant.
tag teams. Almost relevant.
Almost over people.
How?
I don't know. I just want to see her go back to sanity.
AOP.
Yeah.
Almost over people.
But they don't know how to write for insanity. That's the issue.
Yeah, no.
But the thing is, let the wrestlers write. Let the wrestlers control the narrative. No, sorry to steal that, EC3.
Oh, no.
But no, let wrestlers control. Like, listen, this is where we think it should go. And if you want to have writers or producers kind of keep them within the boundaries of what they can and can't do on TV, fine. But I guarantee you, the wrestlers, for the most part, now some of them are out to lunch, I have a pretty good idea. Like Eric Young will tell you where to take sanity. Oh, look, naked nudes, my fave.
That might not be naked news.
No,
oh my god, that
it might have been
like...
a variation of naked news.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's our first kind of spam bot, so we're moving on up.
Yeah, like we still haven't figured out what those other weird ones are.
I don't know. I get it them all the time.
They were weird. They're probably weird links to maybe naked nudes.
Out of nowhere, I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, no, and there was tons of them. I remember I was like, "Oh, let's look at the nice comment." Oh shit!
It's like, oh, someone else.
It's like, oh, Jesus Christ!
I thought you only get so many characters and be able to type. How do they get so many in there?
Maybe they just copy paste. But
there's still
it gets bombed so fast.
I don't know.
Limit.
Maybe we'll get a moderator. It's all right, we got this. Dewey.
Yeah, Bianca's winning.
Oh yeah,
no,
obviously. Yeah. No.
That's just my prediction in case anybody else wasn't thinking it.
It's not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
There you go.
Oh, Piper.
No.
No,
Once
Dewdrop.
again, one of those stupid names in the WWE. It's almost
What was wrong with
insulting.
Piper?
What is a
Piper
dewdrop?
I don't know.
Well,
What's a
drop a
dewdrop?
dew.
It's a little
It
A
sounds
weird.
drop
like
a
a
dew.
medicine.
What?
It sounds like a medicine.
Well, it's
Dewdrop?
a flower, like
Dewdrop.
a dewdrop. Stupid.
Oh,
It
It's a
sounds like
drop
a
of dew.
weird. It sounds like a weird name that like a bully would call you if you're like fat.
Ray Dewdrop. No, I don't know. I don't get it. I think that's why they named her Dewdrop. Actually, Will Eva Marie named her
Probably.
Dewdrop
Oh yeah, so that makes a ton of sense. But why keep the name after
because
you're
she
done
was
your
a
partnership?
wicked.
You know,
because
it's
Because
weird.
the WWE didn't want to call her Piper.
No, not a Piper.
But with that being said, folks, we're on another commercial.
Because it's not like there's so many people named Bobby or Paige.
I mean, the other show doesn't care. You'll get Paige versus Ethan versus Ethan. Like they don't care. What's your name? Okay,
Adam
They
and
don't care.
Adam.
we
Why
even got
not?
even got the work horseman now. To me, somebody should have told
Uh.
them that's too close.
Not the workhorseman. My favorite.
You're never
tag
getting
team of
over
all
with that
time.
name.
But like, we're people. Like, why do you have to keep changing the names? Makes no sense.
Chris is still stuck on this whole like, give
Like, it's
us our
because we
power
want
back.
to.
Well, like, Butch. Like, it's the dumbest thing
Butch.
ever.
Oh, I almost forgot about that, and then you gotta remind me.
The thing that made everyone quit watching wrestling.
But like,
Okay, we'll only come back for Wednesdays and Fridays. Monday and Fridays, let's go. Get out of
Well,
here.
listen, when I went on
Butch.
Butch, I went on my rant about Walter. And I had
Yeah.
WWE fans like his name doesn't matter. It
and then they
doesn't
one up you.
He's still gonna do good. Why do you guys care so much? And it was like, come on, seriously? Like now, Butch, what's next?
It's just, it's almost like the Carol and Joe thing. You don't think it can get any dumber, and it does. It just gets worse and worse as the series. Like they just pick a dumber name each time it goes, and it's just, I don't understand where they're getting these names from. Like who thinks of Butch Gunther all of a sudden? Like did somebody go on
Ron
a
and Ron on your roster?
Yeah. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch when Bailey comes back, she's gonna be called Bay Ding Dong.
They'll just call her Ding Dong.
Right?
Ding
Whose
dong,
name
hello.
is Solo?
Who?
Solo. Like,
Oh, Solo Sikoa, yeah.
is there
And what
anybody
happens
in
when
the
he comes
world named
out?
Solo? Oh, speaking of
Oh,
Joe,
that's what you meant with Joe versus Carol. I was like, what is this? What do you mean Joe versus Carol? Like Uncle Joe
I
and
couldn't think
Carol?
of the
What?
last names. And
The Tiger King.
Joe Exotic.
Yeah, that's his name,
There
Joe
you
Exotic.
go.
Wait, so how did Joe Exotic tie into your argument?
Carol Baskin.
Well, every time, like when I first watched that first series, it just got like dumber and dumber, and you're like, they can't do it anymore.
Oh, okay.
And this WWE with the names, just you're like, okay, they can't get any worse than Braun Breaker. Then it's Von Wagner. Then you're like, oh, come on,
Wagner.
right? It just keeps going, and you're like, this is insane. Who is thinking of these names?
I know it's funny. Like it really is funny. And I mean, what happens when Solo comes out or Gunther comes out? They just chant the name they knew.
Yeah.
Right? The minute Solo walks out, Uso, Uso, Uso. Like, I don't know why they won't celebrate lineage.
They used to.
Yeah.
Right? The Rock, Rocky Maivia, third generation superstar.
It used to be like the type, like they pushed that. Oh, you were a heart. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now it's you're over here and you didn't even know them.
Right.
You're an Orton, second generation.
And stop
Oh,
barking like
actually,
your
no, he's
father.
also third. You know.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing. Like, and I get it. It comes down to licensing and copyright and all that baloney.
Yeah, but if you're from the same family, who cares? You know?
Well, no, I still don't think that would have been an issue. I mean, I don't think you can own a name. unless it's completely cartoony, but like just a name Steiner, it's hard to trademark that. But if I'm wrong, I mean, it's his uncle. Why would he withhold it? Two, yeah, you can't give him a few bucks. Hey Scott, here's some change. Let your kid be Rex Steiner because that's a dope wrestling name. That's the
Oh.
perfect wrestling name. Here
Yeah.
comes Rex Steiner. It's even perfect for Vince because he can do it with the growl.
Yeah. No, guys. I should have said this. I should have said this last week with the triple threat, but Braun had a 33.3% chance of winning.
He actually did. He actually did. Oh, see, they've already done this twice and then botched it once. It's not impressive anymore. I've seen it 3 times this month.
Oh my God, that's so impressive.
No, it's like people carrying one belt now. It's not impressive.
Yeah.
Four or 5 or 2 or 3.
It's like carrying a package of dirt to a farm.
Every time you scroll through Instagram or something, everybody who's got a wrestling picture has like 4 and 5 belts on them. It's like, where did all the belts come from?
There used to be like, and I get there's the territory system's long gone, but Becky's back.
And yanked her out of the ring by her hair.
But there still used to be like a champion over here, a champion over there, a champion down the. Is there any like there has to be some promotions right now with no champions?
No, they all have.
Because it's just like they're all in GCW apparently.
They like stopping over there for sure. GCW's gone well. By the way, Becky looks like a villain from a sci-fi movie.
What's the gold guy's name from Star Wars?
He's not C-3PO.
I like gold.
Or gold member, yeah, the female version.
That's where I thought you were going with it.
No, I said Star Wars, not Austin Powers.
C-3PO.
Yeah. No, but isn't there like a tall, skinny guy?
That's C-3PO.
Oh, okay. So I don't know Star Wars. Sorry for anybody.
It was also a tall, skinny robot. Need I add?
I have never seen a Star Wars movie. Not one of them.
No.
Nah.
It looks like your cat is just necking with you, buddy. Just the angle, like I think it's looking itself, but it looks like it's just giving her to you. It was a tough angle. I had to save you.
There's a joke. There was a joke there, but nah. Keep it PG.
No.
Keep it
there
PG.
you go.
Yeah, let's keep that one. I know where you're gonna go with it. I think.
Not going there, but I'm gonna alpha for 5.
Oh, he did. He just didn't want that joke.
Wait, I guess he doesn't realize the point of alpha is so that I click him off before he goes blank. But live and learn. He's a rookie. Becky is walking out. Will she got some revenge on Belair? She wrapped that chair around her neck, and we get a SmackDown breakdown. Just in case you were excited for a second.
Oh, it doesn't seem like you could really get excited for this. As my favorite LJ would like to say, I'm dying. At least now.
And I was wrong. We haven't got Reggie yet. We haven't got Dana Brooke yet.
We still got 7 minutes to go in second hour.
Right? So usually they're the second hour squad. We mixed it up a little tonight.
No, I think people forgot about it.
Oh, God. Could we please forget about it? Could we just block it out of our mind altogether? Like, really? Like, we don't need to really entertain Dana Brooke and Reggie anymore, do we?
And it's not even like 24/7 anymore. It's whenever we feel like it.
Yeah, what happened to 24/7 title? Like, it's the weirdest thing where they have all these matches now and it's not being defended while the match is happening. The minute the match is over, then there's like a half-ass chase for it. Now, I'm not a proponent of like, hey, you guys should get the 24/7 title, right? But I mean, if you're going to do something stupid, at least do it by your own, standards. And I don't know why Dana Brooke winning it changed the whole let's do it. I mean, Reggie did pin her in a restaurant, but we have really slowed down these whole chases.
Yeah, and like when it first started, there would be like YouTube videos being like the 24/7 title changes hands and an airplane and a golf course. You know, they would post like almost every single day, and you would literally have to refresh the YouTube page over and over and over. Otherwise,
Yeah,
you'll miss a change. But after like 2 or 3 months, they just stopped it.
absolutely.
It seemed like it was a gimme to Truth. And then after Truth was like, okay, I'm not running for it anymore.
I'm
No one
tired,
cared
y'all.
about it. Yeah. He probably got tired of it. It's like, screw this. I'll go back to eating catering.
So Charlotte and Ronda are going to be on night one for those who did not know yet. But
Wow. Glad I cleared my schedule for night one. It seems like there's a ton going
right?
on Saturday. Yeah, holy.
Well, I mean, they got a lot of time to fill.
I mean, that's true. Oh, we're getting RK Bro.
No, I'm starting to play with the idea of going to Texas. I mean, they're giving
I
2
know.
nights, $165. Whew.
But why would you want to go to the bad state of Texas?
Oh,
Terrible.
true, true, true.
Terrible.
Jumping on the Kevin Owens bandwagon.
Yep. People from Texas are dumb? No, Texas is just dumb.
Well, we're getting the Alpha Academy, maybe.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
It's now my favorite line. Whenever
Yeah.
someone compliments me at school, that's just what I'm going to reply with.
Right?
Yeah.
So I
Someone
said, I
annoyed.
mean, I bag on Gable a lot, but I mean, this
Yeah.
little, I mean, he did kind of steal Peter Avalon's librarian shush, but he does it better, and nobody wants to see Peter Avalon wrestle. I'm still a little surprised that there hasn't been anything said on a live show about it.
You say that when they reference Sean. I was just going to say something about that too. Yeah.
They could have at least switched this segment to Razor and Sean.
Oh yeah, they definitely could. I don't know why.
Yeah, am I wrong? And like, I don't know if any of the fans out there want to chime in on this. I don't know how you feel, Will. I truly feel like imagine, if there was a football broadcast going on or something, and a Hall of Famer passed away, the announce crew would say, like, ladies and gentlemen, we are sad to pass on the news that we have lost, one of our loved ones, blah, 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 blah. Why would not Jimmy come on from one of the commercials? They just zoom in on Jimmy. I get it. It was spur of the moment. You're not really ready. But I really think being who he is and what he meant to this business and what he meant to the WWE, at least having the commentary team acknowledge, like, hey, we've received word that this has happened. To not say anything, to not do any. I don't expect some big video montage, Will. I just mean acknowledge it. And maybe they said it once earlier, but to me, that's not enough. You could bring attention to it. It'll take you 2 seconds to get a picture to put up, in memory, just to acknowledge it. Waiting until the next day.
That was what you did, literally. What we did, we had like 3 pictures. It took 2 seconds.
Yeah, you want to
3 pictures.
Yeah, I mean, our production value is slightly less than the WWE at this point.
What I was going to say was, I see a comment there from Chris saying they have to show Stone Cold. Well, if that was the case, he stunned Scott Hall at a WrestleMania.
There you go.
We're just going to forget about that.
There you go. Good call, Will. Good call.
Like I said earlier, I've done my research.
I like it, buddy.
But
Chris, good choice. There
that's
you go.
insane. They haven't mentioned anything. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, second hour is done, which means your boy is gonna go. Because it's long, and your boy is gonna get his beauty sleep, because I will be calling NXT 2.0 tomorrow with KJ and I believe LJ or Chris or
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think it's. I don't know.
I think
I'm
it's me, you, and Chris. I
I
might be
think
wrong.
we'll figure it out. I think
We'll figure it
2
out.
games are optional for some of us, so
Yeah,
we're
so
working through that. But yeah, check the schedule.
yeah, we gotta check the schedule.
I like it.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you gotta, you got everybody on the sked. I like it. But
yeah, bad
Will, have a
news.
good night.
I was gonna say bad news tonight, and yeah, thoughts and prayers. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and yeah, be a part of the family, be a part of this, and have a good one, KJ. Have a good one, Chris, LJ. Love you all, and I will see you later. Hey, there you go, Chris.
Hey, have a good night, Will. I was listening.
Right when I said have a good night, you popped up.
I
I
was trying
don't
to
think
rush back. I could hear it outside, and then I was rushing back to say goodnight.
Oh, well, I feel so honored, man, that you came over here and heard me from your window, and just to say good night. But yeah.
KJ.
Oh no, that was like a Romeo and Juliet thing.
Hey,
Chris,
it's
good night.
We're for everyone. It's okay.
Folks,
Okay.
we're getting more replays here. We haven't seen any wrestling in a while. Will,
You have a
good night, young fellow.
Yeah. Good night. See you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, bud.
See you tomorrow, double whites.
Stop saying that.
Oh, good. I'm on YouTube giggling. Yeah, that catches me every time. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
That being said, we're getting more replay. Now we're getting the KO Seth situation and how it boiled down last week. RKO's in the ring, I believe. I can't remember. They did have an entrance about 5 minutes ago. And what was I had something else on my mind, completely distracted by what was
I got a
happening.
question. Do you
I got
actually
an answer.
do you actually see? Do you actually see them taking this away from KO after all the shit talking he's done?
God no, there's
Or does this somehow does Seth become the special guest, or does Austin become the guest referee for a match with them at Mania?
Shut up. Don't start saying that nonsense.
I'm just speaking different scenarios here.
Well, I was wondering if Cody was going to come out and kick Seth in the head and KO gets to go about his business.
Well, they didn't go that way.
I don't know.
No,
That's much farther. That's how it go.
I asked Will the same question earlier. Do you think this is all happening because Shane McMahon's situation? Because it was rumored Shane was supposed to fight Seth. So now they're sitting here going, "Oh shit, what do we do? Cody hasn't signed yet, so keep him with KO and somehow screw up that storyline."
Shit. I hope not.
That was a loaded question.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of moving pieces on that one, but I mean, realistically, I hope that's not where they're going with it. I mean, there's got to be a better direction. I mean, you have this billion-dollar company and all this talent. Shane gets released, and come on, it's hard for me to believe or buy that they're scrambling. It's the freaking WE. They could have anybody fight anybody at any time. What are we talking about? That they can't figure it out. Are they that stupid? Are they that inept? Have they lost the plot that much? Really?
Some nights. Some nights.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong. I'm asking a question now. And have they lost it that far? Why are we having a celebration? Because they want to go back?
They were just hugging. Randy Orton initiated the hugging.
Yeah, he said they were successful.
I agree, but Randy Orton should never be the one initiating any kind of hugging.
He's a good guy for now.
But he still shouldn't be hugging. That's not Randy Orton. He has skulls on his arms all the way down, covering other tattoos. That must have sucked. He shouldn't be hugging.
This is getting bad. We're going to have to start a competition. A contest. White squared.
Let's not go down that road.
Well, I mean, we can't do nothing about it. He looks like a
Well,
friendly guy.
no.
Alex saying she'd throw a hug to Randy, so she might get an
I
RKO
bet
from
he
somebody.
would. I bet, yeah, he's a very friendly looking guy.
What are we doing?
I'm sure.
What's in the green baggie?
Very nice to hug. They're really going down that road. Are they really going down that road with a green baggie?
It got interrupted though. I didn't catch what it was.
They didn't show what it was, I don't think. It was just a green baggie. That's like, I understand them pushing Riddle the way they are, but are they really going with a green baggie? That's kind of.
I don't know what was in it though. I don't know. I don't know if they were making jokes. I missed it.
I missed what they were talking about because of everything we were
Are
talking
the Street Profits going to turn heel?
about. Damn time.
Right?
They're so good, but like it's kind of like the New Day when they like it's kind of switch it up a little here. Add a member, do something like.
Let them know. They're changing it up. They're changing it up a little.
Or is it going to be one of those face versus face things, like good guys versus good guys?
By the way, and Montez, my buddy here, just reminded me who on the marketing team came up with the stupendous WrestleMania. Where
somebody's child or grandchild? Or...
Where did that come from? The most stupendous. That's what you're. No wonder you can't sell out. Are you kidding me? The most stupendous WrestleMania.
Hanging out with his grandchildren and heard them say it and was like, "That's a great idea," and went with it. I don't like.
This isn't you're trying to sell tickets to people to check out this big wrestling show. I know it's not really wrestling, Vince. We're working on it, but it should be. But nonetheless, I mean, that's where you.
Well,
that's where you take it. It could be like, bigger than, everything's bigger in Texas and play on that, or, the biggest WrestleMania ever, or I don't know, but stupendous.
No, I think
did Barney name WrestleMania's theme?
Probably the same writer, but
true.
No, I don't like. I think they've used bigger in Texas before, but I don't care to use it again. I really don't use it again. Go ahead. It's better than stupendous.
Yeah,
but there's open a dictionary and look up for something huge
or whatever.
Oh, you can go to Google and type it in, and they'll tell you a whole.
They'll give you a whole thesaurus full of shit.
So I don't know how they end up on stupendous, because when I think of stupendous, and it might not be correct or whatever, but I think it's stupid.
Not actually correct in what they were going for, but yeah, it's definitely sounds.
It's what pops into my head, at least.
That's it. That's the problem. It sounds dumb.
Right? So, and they spell most of it out for you, so it just kind of leads that way.
Amen. But no, I mean, that's definitely an issue. Overall, I don't know why. There's got to be somebody in that company that gives a shit and understands what the hell they're doing. It's a terrible moniker. Maybe I'm just being picky and picking on the WWE, but really, you want me to pay? Well, I'm not, but you want people to pay for, a streaming service or to pay for this event, and it's the most stupendous. Really? Really?
That's the thing, is you don't pay them now for don't you pay Peacock?
Yeah, whatever.
So, but you still, yes, no, I get your point. And then, I don't know, and they're giving away tickets by the sounds of it.
Yeah. And they're looking under every rock for every cheap pop they can find. Austin. Now they're hinting at, we're going to do everything we can to get The Rock to make an appearance. Well, maybe Rock can be there. They're turning over every stone they can. Johnny Knoxville, You know, Logan Paul. Man, I'm so glad I always forget his name. But one after the other, after the other, after the other is just bad.
Well, he said like
Uh-oh.
it goes back to even like the kind of the names thing. It's just like who is sitting there, like how many people are sitting there.
How many
And
people are in the boardroom going like, yeah.
you seriously have like 8 people, 10 people, whatever. Like I picture like there's a group of people around a table. Vince is at the head going, we're going to call it the stupendous WrestleMania. And they all sit there with a thumbs up going, that's fantastic. Like not one of them has any balls to go, that's stupid.
Right?
Right? Like that. Don't word it that way, obviously. It's Vince McMahon, but like find a way to be like, maybe we go in a different direction. And that
There
actually, considering, like, I've listened to a lot of Bruce Pritchard's podcast.
Yeah. Enough said. Enough said.
He's full of shit. Because then he goes back and, like, there's no way he's saying, like, he's just letting the shit go out, too.
Uh-huh. Oh, absolutely. He's just as bad.
So it's just like...
Because what he thinks is entertaining and clever and funny is awful. It's just the way it is. They have no sense of understanding what the plot's supposed to be.
Yeah, or he just doesn't, or he's stuck in a different era, or he's afraid to say no to Vince.
The double whites are better. White squared is not bad, though. We're actually getting a debate on what, I don't know. The double, it makes me laugh so hard every time he hits me with it. Yes, the whole event sounds stupendous. It does. It sounds like, come on, boys and girls, we're going to the stupendous show. Like it's bad. It's not good. It's not good. Raw's great though. Yeah. Thanks, Alex. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I'm guessing that hand gesture was sarcastic.
Yeah, I think the emoji perfect was the little sarcasm I was missing there for a second. But no, we're back in commercial, folks. And do keep in mind, if this is your first time here, we are Wrestling for Life Network. We started from scratch. We started over. We added to the family. The fam stuck it out. We are battling. We are grinding. He's sorting out sponsorship for Pepsi right now. Let us know. We're working hard. We got so much content coming your way. We're covering the Crockett Cup. We're covering WrestleMania, of course. We have a whole bunch of independent stuff coming. We're going to do a weekly recap. If you like independent wrestling, our podcast is coming. Our power rankings are coming. What else? We got so much, and I'm just rambling at this point. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here all week. We are Wrestling for Life Network. And, obviously somebody that definitely made For Life famous. Obviously Scott passed away today. And extremely sad news. But I'm actually kind of happy I just connected those dots and based on what I had said earlier for my affection for the man. So that kind of worked out really nice. We're here all week, folks. So like, subscribe, tell your friends, let everybody know. And the Wrestling for Life Network is actually going to join in a community, a big wrestling internet community, fantasy wrestling league. So part of our shows and such, we'll let you know how we're doing. Unless we suck, then we'll just never act like I never told you that. But we're growing by the minute. We're branching out. We're connecting with so many parts of the wrestling community. And that's all we ever wanted to do was bring wrestling to the world from our little viewpoint and have a laugh while we're doing it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. And by all means, don't be shy. This is the show for the fans, by the fans, and we're not going to stop, folks. Chris, are you enjoying anything about Raw?
Our conversation has been great.
Yeah, all right.
I'm loving hanging out with, first you and Will, now with you.
I don't like wrestlers putting out tweets in response. It's shit.
No, we talked about this. I brought this up last week.
Oh, no, Austin's a different level. That's completely nonsensical.
He's not supposed to even know how a computer works. I get he has the podcast and blah, blah, but, like, come on, get into it. Like, you're Austin. Get back.
It doesn't take much to sit down in front of one of these.
Get back into kayfabe and let's go here. Like, do a video, do something. But, like, You're sitting at home, do a video. Don't do a tweet. But
well, he did give us his little ranch video after, but to your point, I mean, even AJ Styles, he's injured. He's not. I mean, just so be quiet. Have fans speculate. Have people wonder what's happening. When's he coming back? Is he okay? Did he die? Let them think. Let them believe. And putting out a tweet softens it. Oh, he's okay. He's tweeting. Like,
right?
again, just make it. Just shut up. WrestleMania is coming. You don't have to play kayfabe all year. I wish you would. I mean, social media makes kayfabe more fun than it's ever been if you do it right.
Well, yeah, and that's the problem. Like, I think AEW has a better handle on how to do it. WWE has never figured, like, especially like when you go to the whole, our wrestlers can't do third-party things and things like that.
True.
They don't understand how to use it properly. Like they're trying to use it, but to me, that's the incorrect way to how to do it. To your point earlier, I'd prefer him to show up on the screen in a neck brace.
Yep. Yeah, better than a tweet. Give me a visual.
Sell the shit out of those chair shots.
Absolutely.
All right, and then show up next week, or like I don't know, show up right at Mania. I'm guessing he's gonna show up next week, but
that's the problem with beating him to death. Hit him once with the concerto, maybe.
Maybe they should have given him a few more weeks.
Start earlier.
The timing didn't work out.
Right.
So maybe you should have did one chair shot. I don't know.
Yep.
Either way, just have him on screen in a neck brace. Not even a neck brace, just talking, sound all groggy, sound all screwed up. Or like you said, be silent until you show up next week and beat the shit out of him, or you try and get to him and it doesn't work. Because in my opinion, he shouldn't get to Edge before Mania.
Right? Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, that's the way it should be. Like you want to build this again, keep them apart. And if you do have an interaction to kind of build some heat on it, fine. AJ doesn't say a word, then out of left field, maybe not this week, maybe next week, he shows up, jumps Edge, gets the overhand, start laying the lumps on him. Montez lands it on his feet. Surprised they went and did that move after what happened on Friday. To the point of, AJ pops up finally and starts getting the best of Edge. And then, as he's got the advantage, crowd's going nuts. Yeah, he's going to get him. Edge either hits it or he just grabs it instinctually, like, my neck. And that gives Edge a chance to either get a cheap shot in and roll out or just roll out. And
low blow.
Shit, he almost got him, right? And you build it that way. You need the tweet. Just be quiet. Let it happen. Let it be a pop. Like, it's what happens when you're desperate for ratings.
Yeah, you have them sending tweets. But I get, it's like I said, to me, it's the incorrect way to do it. There's better ways to do it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that's it. We're back on commercial. I know we usually have a commercial heavy night, and I still, Chris, and maybe I'm just being, by the heaviness I felt by, kind of what all took place today as far as Scott Hall goes, and it definitely did touch me. I really do find it funny. Like, I mean, the WWE hasn't said anything. Like, I know they put it on their website, but this is a live show. You can't have Jimmy say it. I mean, it's not like the people. I just can't believe you wouldn't at least acknowledge that one of the best that ever stepped through your doors just passed away.
Like I said, I think you knew this was kind of coming, so you think they would have something ready. To your point earlier. Maybe not ready, but like in the works. So even if you don't acknowledge it right when it comes down, which was hard timing because it was right as they were going on the air. And do you want to deflate your fans as soon as you go on the air with something that is that? Now, that I'm not saying that's a good excuse or a good reason, But what I am saying is that could go into their thinking, right? But then the whole night you change your tune a little. You have the announcers that make more comments about Scott Hall, right? You play more tribute videos. Like, this is $1 billion company, to what you said earlier. They can pull up videos like that. Like, there's no
Oh,
time,
they could have had this done on the fly, like
right?
in 20 minutes.
Instead of one of their replays, they throw up, or the Stone Cold one there, they throw up Razor.
Yeah.
Right? They could have done it, I think, especially with Kevin Nash coming out and saying what he did.
Yes.
You knew it wasn't gonna, like, it didn't sound good. Now, did he have a chance? And he is, like you said, he's a fighter, but it didn't seem good. So, like, you think they would have been proactive instead of reactive. And I think that's why we're in the situation we're in now. Is they're just not going to acknowledge it until probably I hope the end, at least, if not NXT.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. Like, I mean, I don't care, like, I get it. We're trying to, we got business, but again, I still think just, acknowledging it, and then the show goes on. But I mean, you think about the night, where they honored Eddie Guerrero, and everybody came out, and it was just it was a shoot night, and they just let it go. And whoever had emotions and wanted to get in the ring and do it, you saw it for a lot of these events where there's exceptions and things happen. And maybe tonight, the road to WrestleMania, so what? We didn't get another RK Bro, Street Profits, or we didn't get another, Liv Morgan match. And we took a little more time to acknowledge the fact that this happened. I was kind of curious. I mean, again, they're in a bit of a tough spot because it didn't really get announced that he had passed until right around when we were going on air. But still, at the same time, you kind of knew where we're, the possibility. And again, I mean, to me, I was the same person that thought Undertaker should have the Hall of Fame all to himself this year, right? I mean, I'm just all about respect and acknowledging those who paved the way, and acknowledge people who put themselves out there for you. So maybe I'm thinking too hard on it, but I really think the WWE should have stopped what they were doing and found a way to acknowledge one of their best. That's my take on it, bro.
No, and I don't disagree at all. To me, like, if I'm running that show, now you've seen in the past, like, there has been certain situations, and we don't need to go into them, but the show goes on and they haven't said much, or like they do things that make you question why they made those decisions. If this was another company, like if this was Tony Khan right now, I think he'd be in the ring with his wrestlers saying something.
Oh, shoot.
I don't know, like, I think Impact maybe not necessarily handle it that way, but I
could see them being very, yeah.
They would have had a video up. They would have had something, right? Like, isn't Scott Hall's son in New Japan?
Yep.
So I'm sure
he was in the Bullet Club.
They would have had something. To not acknowledge it is the only thing I can think of. Is they don't want to, like, ruin their night, I guess. So for their sake, like, I'm hoping, not necessarily for their sake, they should do something the last, like, 20 minutes, or I don't give a shit what your main event was. Like, shorten it, get rid of it, do something. Just have the last 20 minutes of, like, the 10 bells, and there's everybody out, even Vince, Triple H, like, maybe not Triple H. I can see why.
I'm convinced if they sign Cody, it's directly part of this Triple H Vince McMahon war that everyone keeps talking about. That, to me, Cody Rhodes signing with the WWE is proof that there's beef between Triple H and Vince McMahon.
And that has never crossed my mind.
That's my conspiracy theory on
I've
this
been
one.
focused on the Seth thing. Like, that's the whole time I thought the Seth, like.
No, they got rid of his show. They got rid of his friends. Now they're like, what else can we do to piss this guy off? We're like, all right, I got him.
Bring back Cody.
Bring back the guy that's been publicly trashing him for a while. Here it goes.
Yeah.
Here it goes, Chris. They're acknowledging it. Finally.
Hold on, I gotta turn up my TV. Oh no, not that. What just happened? I accidentally exited.
That's the worst, doesn't it?
With an extremely heavy heart that tonight we say goodbye to the bad guy.
Corey Graves is choked, eh? Corey Graves got choked. There you go. Okay.
So much like even to me, like for instance, like me, I'm in my 30s. I grew up and this was my era right here. This is what like my first memories, and even like you and our other brother, like wearing the T, it was all this, right? And then like eventually I hit like 7, 8, where like my memory like really started to kick in, and it was all like different, but like this is what I started with. And like I said earlier, I'll stop.
Yeah. No, not at all. Sorry, just I'm distracted. No, I didn't want to like
This,
Do you know there wasn't a day that went by when during like the popularity where someone didn't like quote him, right? The "Hey yo," or the say hello to the bad guy. Like people loved it. I think
no, sorry. There's certain things that just like I know we're live and all that, but there's certain things to me like that just deserve like this is unreal.
Oh yeah, sorry folks. Don't want to be rude but sorry. I'm watching.
Right,
this is what we do here, so we are tuned right in, and yeah, that's all there is to it. But
we are fans, right? Like that at the end of the day, and
for life. There you go. That's why it's there, people. We were the Wrestling Network for life. I was a wrestling fan for life. It's always been that way. And this thing here, it chokes me every time, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tough one to sit through. Oh, so good.
Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
hey yo.
Big standing ovation from the crowd.
Oh, of course.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It was such a.
Oh,
there you go.
Bad guys do.
That's the best. That's the best, man. Like, look, I still got it here. Like, it's the best quote. I love it. It's one of my favorite wrestling quotes. And like I said,
and we were just ripping on them, but that was like
it's
razor.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's good to see that they did it. And I know I was critical of them, but they had to do something, Chris. And I still think Jimmy or one of the announcers could have mentioned it, but I'm happy that they did something. I can shut up. I'll eat my words. Thank you, WWE. It was important. And again, like I said earlier, the reason why, if you guys want to roll back the footage You know, I had a shake to my voice tonight, and there was a reason for it. And like I said, it sounds silly sometimes when people are like, "Oh, it's just a wrestler," but it's a person. And you know, I think Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, becoming Kevin Nash and Scott Hall really changed wrestling in that regard, where you thought you knew them, you felt more like you knew them than some of the characters. You know, like I didn't feel that connected to Doink the Clown. But when they had that vibe, that feel, and like Kevin Nash just said, he was just good at being cool. And even when he was a bad guy, a heel, there was just a coolness about him. I think his rivalry with Goldust was underrated. I think it was a great rivalry. It went a lot of different directions. But there was so much that he brought to the table. And as I said, with the thing about him is just the fact that, and I always keep coming back to this, and if sorry to repeat myself, but he just put everyone else over. He just really, like I said, Sean's turn. Oh, good. It's Waltman's turn. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's Triple H's turn. Here we go. He put everybody over. And that's what he did. And he didn't feel the need to be like, okay, now it's my turn. He just said, you're welcome, and moved on and to the next guy. And that's pretty remarkable, right? Like, it wasn't about the spotlight. It wasn't about the shine. He had his path. He felt really good. Like you said earlier, he was kind of the gateway to the next step, and he took pride in that. And I would love, we talk about it all the time, that IC belt coming back to that respect and that believability, and somebody that burns, goes out there and just bleeds for the IC belt, and the matches show. So I know it's a long-winded spiel, but I was a huge fan of Scott Hall. I love that quote, and that's what we do here at the Wrestling for Life Network. Is we put the shine on everybody, not one person. We put the shine on everybody, and that's the way it's always been. It didn't matter if we had zero subscribers or 1K. It was always about the fam. It was all about putting shine on everybody else, and we're still doing that. And I know, Chris, you're new to the team, so you can attest to it. It's all about family. It's all about putting everyone else over, and together we achieve more. But that's it. I'm done. I'm good.
No, that was well put, well said. That's said. You used to tune in for those main cards or the mid cards, and to see his matches and his vignettes, and they would steal the show. And then even to the point earlier, he even after his wrestling, about his struggles and his trouble and everything he went through, and you still seen the good guy in him, as much as people gimmick and stuff was the bad guy.
Yeah,
you could see how great of a guy and how much he meant to the people around him. And it's a sad day, that's for sure, but he's up there just with his toothpick and enjoying the show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And like we said before, thoughts and prayers go out to everybody. Obviously the family, and obviously he's a father, and that's always a tough spot. So nothing but love, nothing but well wishes, and I mean, like I said, it's a sad night, but I mean, he'd want the show to go on. He'd want everything to continue, and he was a man of. It's funny, as good as he was with the vignettes and the mic, he was a man of few words, but the words mattered.
Yeah, and everything he said, like it captivated, it caught your attention, it dragged you into that segment, and that upset me because, and I don't even want to say the two things in one sentence, but Austin is now it's like when guys come back to promote their movie, and that's the only reason why they came back. He's now promoting his beer, which, yes, it's great, and I'd love to drink it, but really?
It's a lot. I mean, but that's what it is. That's what this all is now. It's
But
just a money making machine. It's a marketing monster. Which surprises me. This marketing monster came up with stupendous. Not to beat that shit to death, but
yeah, would you want your stuff marketed next to the stupendous sign? Like that's silly. But either that, but like, there
like,
must they must be paying him a boatload of money. That's
oh,
all.
absolutely, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. So now we're literally getting a video package building this main event tonight that came about tonight. And they all we're getting it. Look, clips from earlier tonight. I've never seen that. Like I've seen like earlier tonight, these guys got an argument, but an actual video package from clips from the show we're in.
But yet it took him an hour, or was that 2 hours and a half, for a Scott Hall mention?
Yeah, see my beef.
Well, I never disagreed with your beef.
Why are they hyping this up so much? I don't want to see this continue. Where's it going?
I told you, they're about to screw it up.
No, there's no way.
They're about, like, somehow, some way, whether it happens tonight or at Mania or somehow, I think what I said earlier might be like, and if this is the way it goes, it has to be true that they're scrambling. Like, they can't figure out what to do since their match with Seth and Shane has been thrown out. But like to your point earlier, you can't bring back Goldberg. You can't bring back somebody. Like, you're gonna screw up.
Give him Booker T for a night.
Return.
Can Booker give us one night?
He's jacked at the moment. Like, come
Right.
on.
Can he give us one night? His wife's going into the Hall of Fame. Let her bring you out one more time to the annoying voice.
Do not screw up the Stone Cold return. That will be upsetting. Be honest.
There's no way.
Not even the word.
Look, listen, this is easy for me to say, but Jesus Christ, KO signed that contract. Would they can't dick up everything they do with him, can they?
What, like,
the idea that this is even a thing is stupid, but whatever. I'll go with it.
I don't mind it now. I didn't mind it at first earlier when like he was kind of getting into it, but I figured like he'd stunner him when he turned around there, and that would have been the end of it. Like, you're dumb. Like, I hate Texas. I'm fighting Austin. Austin promoted against me. Screw you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they went too far, and they're making it a real thing. Now, there's no way Seth can go over right now.
No, none. There's no way. This is lose-lose for Seth Rollins. There's no way they can do it.
KO is so pissed. Like, somehow, like, that's where I was saying earlier. Does this somehow turn into like a triple threat or a co-hosting thing, or
they have to agree to co-host,
right? Like,
and then Austin beats them both up because you're that shit at writing, because you really can't come up with what to put. You have a 10-hour show. You have 44 people at least sitting around doing nothing. Hey, phone Cesaro. Ask him if he'll come back and fight Seth. Do something. Anything.
Something like
the Boogeyman.
He still works out. He still shows. He still does shows.
Yeah,
the guy's like 65 years old, apparently.
Yeah, no, he is.
It blew my mind. I found that out like a few years ago. I looked up his age, and he's not actually 65. He's, I think, 50s or
right.
like.
Keep talking about this for a second.
But like all of a sudden, I thought like because he was newer to WWE, but he was like 40 something. When
he lied about his age, though,
did he actually?
Yeah, that was on Tough, right? Like, so that was part of the story of Boogeyman was he came in and he undershot his age, so they didn't realize he was as old as he was until.
Well, I get.
Yeah,
you covered his face and painted. It's like I'm 18 again.
He ended up getting on the show, so kudos to him. Because they were mad, like, no, you cheated, and then they were like, all right, fine, it's kind of a cool gimmick. Even though it wasn't.
Okay. Peace out. I don't mind the boogeyman. He had his spot in the show. All of a sudden, right? He would just pop out, or I was never the biggest fan, and I wouldn't be one for doing it. But his whole eating worms and smashing the clock, and definitely some memorable moments, especially backstage moments where he'd just pop up on certain people and he'd have them scream and I'm the boogeyman, and then just start eating worms. So I don't know. I know KJ just said he wasn't the biggest fan, but especially for someone who was apparently who lied about his age, which I didn't know was true. I didn't know that, so it actually kind of makes it a little cooler. But yeah, to have Seth Rollins kind of getting in the way of this Stone Cold, I don't mind him messing up a storyline, any other storyline, but the fact that you're going to have him potentially screw up a Stone Cold Steve Austin one, when everybody and anybody who's a wrestling fan has been pretty much every WrestleMania and major major pay-per-views wondering if Austin would ever do it. People message him all the time. So for him to actually say yes and do something it's seeming more like it's leaning towards some kind of brawl, some kind of fight, even if it's not an official match. To kind of throw a wrench into it, I really hope they don't screw this up. It should be KO at this point, the way everything's gone. He's talked bad about Texas. If you take him out of the equation, it's Seth Rollins. Like, Seth Rollins doesn't do the stunner like Kevin Owens does. Seth Rollins hasn't been talking bad about Texas. Yeah, he could start. Would it have the same meaning? To me, no. I don't know what you're thinking out there, but I really don't think so. I think they'd have to stick with KO. And to KJ's point there, that would be best case scenario, is if Cody Rhodes possibly made an appearance and took Seth Rollins away from this storyline. Because I don't want to see some kind of three-way brawl or even if it's triple threat match, it ends up being. I don't want to see a co-hosted show. If Stone Cold's going to come back, as much as I was disappointed with the tweet of the tweet being his answer, I would have preferred, even if, because he's not necessarily going to show up, but at least do the video, do something that's a little more meaningful than just his. I don't know if he works his Twitter or not, but some people don't. So I hope they don't screw the storyline up, because I'm a big fan of Stone Cold, and I hope they don't screw it up.
Well, speaking of screwing up, and
did they just hurt Bianca?
Well, no. I mean, how long have we been building towards this match? Like, we had the package for it, we had a commercial, then we had another commercial after the package, then we got an entrance, and then we got a replay. Now we're getting a replay of a match that has nothing to do with this one. Like, what are they doing over there with the formatting of this shit?
I don't know. I stopped trying to question it and just kind of go with it at this point. Because you have no option. Like, you could turn it off, I guess, but like that would be no fun.
We don't, though. We show up every week because we're like, this week's
no, that's it, right? You just get really hungry by watching the show and occasionally get some insurance places to go to or something if you're ever in a jam. But I don't know, because considering, is it going to be a good match? Probably. Bianca and Becky can both go in the ring. They can kind of both, but it's just they screwed up what you wanted. And yes, okay, they don't have to give you what you want. And I actually kind of get mad when, not mad, mad's the wrong word, but when people complain that they don't get what they want to the point like they take over. But like, it's kind of, It's a story. Let us see where it goes. Now they've kind of lost your faith, I'd say, over time now.
Yeah.
But once in a while, you're not going to get what you want. But like doing what they did to Alexa for Bianca just kind of makes me not care one bit about that match.
No, not at all.
I'm way more excited about Charlotte and Ronda.
Wait, is Alexa about to get released? Do they have a plan for her? What's up with Alexa?
No, you can't get rid of Alexa because they made 8 million of the little dolls.
So where
I
is
guess
she?
they can still sell them after the release her. But
Well, that's Bray Wyatt. Where is she? What happened? You built her up. You brought her back for Chamber. She got beat.
that was one of the silliest calls ever. Okay, if you're gonna have her lose, at least have her lose early because she goes crazy or something. Don't have her be like. So what you remember from the Elimination Chamber is what you just said there. Alexa Bliss lost.
Mhm.
You don't mention any other people that got pinned. You mentioned the last person that like. It's silly.
It's the equivalent of rebuilding a car from scratch. You build it all up, and all you got left is to put on the tires. And then instead of putting on the tires, you light the car on fire and walk away. That's it. You built all this up. You wrote this story, and then right when you just I don't know what it is. I don't know why the WWE is employing writers that don't know how to conclude or arc a story.
Then they're on the verge of doing it again, and it's scaring me the longer this
Mhm.
match goes.
And you know
But
what? Sorry, Chris.
I agree. And no, they've completely screwed. Like, you don't even see promos anymore. You don't see nothing of Alexa. What in the hell was the point of all those weeks?
What
Of,
happened?
like, she kills it. Like, she doesn't do anything bad ever.
Yeah.
She's on screen. It's captivating, and she's awesome. Yeah, another big word for you.
Some people would disagree.
Well, in my opinion, everybody's wrong opinion. But yeah, was it necessary what she was doing? The videos were they, but what she's doing, her acting, she kills it every time she's on screen, regardless of what she's doing.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big fan of hers. Is she just goes all in? Apparently,
Mhm.
apparently she does.
No, and I mean I agree with that. And I mean, whether the vignettes are bad or good, the point is like, oh, we'll.
I dropped some. Sorry,
You want to hear my shit, eh?
listening.
No, I think for me, what happens is that you want us to buy in. So even if I think the vignettes suck, I follow along, right? Like follow the bouncing ball. And it's like, okay, this is leading somewhere. And first off, the vignettes didn't lead anywhere. And then they basically, here's your doll back. So we wasted everybody's time. And then what happened at Chamber just destroyed it. But that's where the fans don't buy into these characters, and you got to find something else. The only reason we're getting this match right now is Austin can't be here, so this is a way to make people interested in the Austin Owens moment at Mania. Meanwhile, like we said earlier, they're just confusing all the storylines. They're mixing them up. Why is Austin Theory, getting kicked by Finn when he's already in a beef with somebody? Like it doesn't make sense. None of it adds up.
Oh, the whole Austin Theory coming out, like, is that
Always slam.
he's gonna come out during every mid card title match?
Say that again.
Like, Austin Theory is just gonna come out every mid card title match, and like
Yeah.
like you were saying it earlier, like show some respect to your like title,
Well,
especially
show
on
respect to your title. Yeah.
especially on a day like today. Like, you should be showing the utmost respect to probably one of maybe the greatest or one of the greatest Intercontinental title holders ever.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like a disrespectful, like, to
Mhm.
the title.
Well, I mean, it would be really impressive. I would have been really blown away if they took that. If they would have found a way to have a match like that, or maybe they'll do it on Friday. Maybe the IC title should be the main event on Friday. I don't know what their plans are, if they have any plans. I'm happy that they finally got to a vignette. Is it just me or are these camera angles Headache switching. Sammy, good to see you again. Yeah, no, Chris, the flicking of the
It's
changing.
over. They over. It's like a lot of things. They're overproducing. They overthink like apparently everything and come up with silly things to do.
Well, do you know what's easier than making a bunch of cameras? Hey, your director, your guy in the truck must be exhausted at the end of the night. 1, 3, 4, 6.
Well,
1,
switch,
3, 2,
switch,
4,
switch,
5,
switch,
3,
switch,
3. Yeah,
switch,
like
switch.
okay,
Go
that's
home
one
busy.
problem. But know what's easier than doing all those camera switches? Have really good action in the ring. Stop trying to use production gimmicks to make the show look amazing. Just put good shit in the ring and give us a good story, and people show up in droves. You know, when Austin was driving monster trucks through the front door, people were tuning in. Just keep it simple. But you don't have to do all this overproduction. Just make the action better, and stop giving all of us, borderline seizures because of these camera switches.
No, at the end of the day, uh, like you just said there, it's simple. Like it's wrestling. It's not. Unfortunately, as much as they want to be, it's still just at the end of the day simple old wrestling. That it's been the same thing since 1905, where two people come out, four people come, and they fight in a ring.
Yeah.
Yes, you can dress it up and put all these gimmicks around it, but it's still just wrestling.
Mhm.
And like you just, less is more sometimes,
Absolutely.
right? That's why some of these smaller shows actually like they end up coming across better
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
more entertaining because it's less dressed up, it's less thrills, and more just wrestling. More
Yeah, it
just
actually feels like two guys are in some little bingo hall that actually want to beat each other up.
yeah, right. Like it doesn't always need to be all dressed up. It doesn't need to be something special. It's wrestling. Let two guys come out. Have I'm not going to get technical with how many cameras you should have because I don't know any of that. But like, just keep it simple, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no need to make it reinvent the wheel.
No, just use the hard cam, hit the angle. Something happens low, zoom in, we're good to go. But yeah, you don't have to be clicking all the time and all the time, and it just makes for a bad viewing experience. And it's a lot of times they're clipping like a lot because it kind of gives that feel of motion. But all you're getting, like they're in a rear naked choke. Like who cares? Like keep this, like just stay still for 2 seconds. You're
Yeah,
giving me a migraine.
just have the big view where you can see with the ring and what's going on. And okay, there's a big spot coming up, like a power bomb or something off the top rope. Yeah, okay, change angle. But like you said, if they're standing there in a hold, why do we have to see 6 different angles of the same two guys' heads?
In repeat motion, like just over and over and over and over. You're like, shit. But yeah, I
But
mean, more commercials, more promo. I feel like the last half hour of the show has been nothing but promo build up, commercial promo. I feel like it's taken forever to get to this match or to get to the point of this. I don't even care, and I love both of these guys in the ring. Usually, we'd be all amped up for Seth versus KO main event Raw. We all should be amped. All should be pumped. I don't care.
no, it's luckily it's only like 3 hours, not 8. But like, those days at work. Those days at work though, and you're just looking at your watch the whole time,
Yeah,
and you're like,
are we done yet?
this feels like a 25-hour day, and it's only been 2 hours,
Yeah.
right? It kind of feels like that, like 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in. Just
Like,
ah.
that might be a little exaggerated, but like,
Yeah.
it's just there's times where unless you have the food or the drink next to you or something going, like it's hard to get through.
Right? Like a watch party. You need a watch party to
Yeah,
get
you
on.
need us or a watch party, like someone like at least you can talk about it, make fun of it, or like
They
like you
kicked
said,
out.
this would be one of the matches you want to see.
Yeah, if they started this match at 20 to the hour and only
Holy
went to
moly, it was
break
like 5 minutes left.
Yeah. You start this match at 20 minutes to the hour, and you try and give us maybe 3 commercial breaks if you're being greedy, but you let it go, you let it feel, you let it build, you let 2 of your top guys, younger top guys too, and you let them go, and you let them show themselves off instead of cramming them into the end of the show, making it shite and rushing it, right? Like you really take the time and really. Monday Night Raw's main event was always something to watch. Forever. That's what you did. Even if you missed other parts of the show, you'd still tune in to catch the main event.
If I remember correctly, and you can correct me on this,
I'll certainly try.
they would usually, like on Raw's War, like Monday Night Raw, you would hit a certain point in the show, and they would even come out and be like, this is the last commercial of the night.
Yeah.
And it would either be like a couple minutes into the main event or right before the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it.
Yep.
There was like
a lot of times you get.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
The only replay you would see is of that match. You wouldn't see other previews. You wouldn't see, it was your main event. You focused on your main event.
Yeah.
Screw everything else. It's your main event time. Pay attention.
Yeah. No, actually, and it's an absolute point. And I used to get that, like, what would happen more times than not would be one of 2 things. You'd either get the baby face hits a big move and they, JR gives you the old, so-and-so, so-and-so's in charge. Or can they hold on? Or, you get the heels just, laying boots to the baby face and, JR puts that fear. You better, come back now. We don't know what's going to happen. It was one of those 2 pitches, and that's what happened. You waited, but they would tell you straight out, like, one more commercial break, folks. You just got to go through one more, and then, so you do.
Yeah, now I don't even think the announcers know because there's just so many.
There's just so many. I would be shocked if they got one more in.
Right? Like, you would never, ever see a commercial past, I don't know, 5 minutes, maybe 7 minutes in. Like, if it started,
I felt like, usually you would get a good run. Like, and then they knew the wrestlers needed time to build the feel, right? Mm-hmm. So you'd probably get, even on the short end, you'd probably get a good few minutes to start the match, and then you come back for a good solid 10-12 minute run, right? Big frog splash. And then
it was almost, you probably nailed one of JR's lines word for word first off.
Yeah, probably.
And then you would hear that line and that was it. And then you'd get the next 10, like depending on the main event or how it went, but you'd at least get like another 10 minutes, 15 minutes of no commercials.
Yeah.
And then they used to go to 11:05 a lot of times, so you'd even get a little extra.
Well, that was the fun part, was the spillover, and sometimes it would be 2 minutes, sometimes it would be 6 minutes, sometimes, and that was back then. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe if someone sees this, they correct me in the chat or correct me in the comments. But I think it was WCW that really started playing with the timing of things, going on early, staying late, timing commercials.
So Eric Bischoff played dirty a little bit,
but I mean, it was cool because now you're looking at the clock going, okay, something's got to happen, and you're counting it down, right? You're waiting. Okay, here comes the finisher. Here comes the setup. Because you know the timing. If you're not quite sure when the show's ending, you don't know how many more kickouts you're going to see.
Yeah.
Another big kickout, speaking of that.
Actually, and that never actually gets brought up, I don't think. Like, I've never heard anybody else really talk about the hard time to come out kind of takes away.
Yeah.
Right? The soft time, like you said, like when they would end, like not so much the beginning, but you never knew when it would end, whether it was 11:04, 11:05, 11:00.
Oh, knees up on the senton.
Right? It kind of gave you that intrigue, like, oh, something might happen here. And then they go home and you're like, oh. And there's certain nights you're like, oh, nothing's going to happen. And something happens and you're going, oh, shit.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, a lot of times back then, big clothesline. You would see the clock and, okay, we're hitting the hour. And, the champion's got his hand up in the air. And next thing, someone slides in the ring and starts smashing them, and they go for another 3-4 minutes, and you go off the air with somebody bleeding and somebody standing over them. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
With the exception of the super kick to Bret Hart in the wheelchair, usually they got it in on time.
yeah, right.
See, and you knew this is how it was going to end, and it's right at 10:59.
No way.
And no, that's
No way, bro.
So they didn't screw it up at least yet.
But Seth just got, even if, okay, so if the conspiracy theorists out there were right and Cody came out now, you just got beat. Why would Cody want to mess with Seth? You just got beat. You look like a chump.
Turn Seth face.
Oh, he was instantly. I mean, I don't know how Cody plays in WWE. That's why I'm still struggling with it. Like, does he come in and everyone's like, does this generation of wrestlers even really, or wrestling fans even really know who Goldust is?
Well, it's not Goldust, Stardust.
I meant Stardust. It's my bad.
Okay, that's what I thought you were saying.
No, I misspoke.
No. It's easy to get confused. They are brothers. Man,
That's it.
every time we'd pick up a phone for one of our relatives, it was always hear the other name.
It is insane. I hate this storyline.
No, they've kind of got it all muddled up now, and they should have just left it alone with Owens, Austin, even if it was just Owens just in the ring with the mic. Like, he's good enough to carry it himself for a little bit until Mania.
WrestleMania is a 2-night, what do we call it? Well, stupendous.
Yeah, there you go.
A stupendous WrestleMania of 2 nights, a 2-night event. And you're telling me you're supposed to be one of the best wrestlers in the world. I should consider you eligible at any point to jump into the title picture. However, you can't make that show. You can't get on to WrestleMania. Like, you desperately can't pick a fight with somebody. Where's Jinder Mahal? Where's Veer? Where's Drew McIntyre? Where's somebody?
Is that when Veer finally crosses the desert and makes it to his final destination? Is WrestleMania against Seth Rollins?
I don't know.
How many people would be pissed?
All right. No, I can't imagine that happening, though. I think Seth Rollins would be pissed. KJ, do you actually believe that Seth Rollins is not going to WrestleMania? No, it's bullshit. He would be at WrestleMania. Will it be against Cody Rhodes? I still don't believe it. I'm holding out. I really don't know yet. So, yeah. No, I have no idea. Chris, you think so?
I think. Are you seriously gonna wait till the last week, like the go home show, to bring him out? I guess that's really teasing the fact that Seth Rollins might. It was kind of like the John Cena thing. Like, Cena sat in the stands and Undertaker showed up. Like, are they going down that road again? I hope. Like, I don't know. It's honestly. Do I think it's Cody? No. At this point, I don't think it's Cody because they're having too many troubles and they need that publicity. And I think tonight or last week would have been like the perfect time to do it.
So if it's not Cody, who's going to fight Seth? What does Seth do now? Right?
Join Becky's match?
Okay.
No, I mean,
what do you do? Just valet Becky. Walk her out.
Becky's husband to him?
Yeah, they matching coats. They're good to go.
I have no idea. Some other legend, something that just.
Who's left? Who haven't they milked all the absolute juice out of yet? You can't have Goldberg come back, and nobody wants to see Seth and Goldberg.
Oh,
right. At this point, how much money can you throw at Bray to show up for this match?
I seen someone ask it earlier, and I didn't read the comments to see like what people were thinking, but it was, do you think Shane comes back? Like,
no, maybe, but really,
at this point, wouldn't he have had to have come back by now to make it any kind of interesting?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't really like this whole like I can't make the show thing. Like, I'm not good enough. Like, it's so weird because WrestleMania was filled with like rivalries and beefs. It wasn't like the prom. Like you can't find a prom date. Like it is a really weird approach to WrestleMania.
Well, even then, they always have like nowadays. You don't believe it because everybody's on the show. For one,
That's part of my point.
It's a long, long show for 2 days now. Two, everybody gets a participation medal.
Yeah.
So he's going to be there, and he's going to be there. The intriguing part is how, if it's not Cody, I don't know. Now, if it's, he'd have to lose, though.
To Braun?
You really give Braun that, like, is it that
Ciampa would be
expedited?
good,
Like, are they really pushing him that fast, that hard?
I don't know. I mean, he doesn't have a belt right now. I mean, that's interesting. I would be down for Ciampa, Seth.
That would be more interesting to me. That would make more sense. You do Braun, like, because everybody knows where Braun's going to end up.
Yeah.
My fear is he's going to end up in the Roman circle.
Yeah?
Where they just throw in the Bianca and the Charlotte. Like,
Okay.
as much as, they may have, like, Roman has finally changed your mind. But for a long time there, it was just, we don't want to see this guy. Like, it's too much. He's good. And it didn't matter what he did, who was in the ring, when it was in the ring. He was going over every match.
Yes.
And that's my fear with Braun. Because they do that with a lot of their, like, they don't come in and dominate, and then, okay, he beats Roman.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Well, that's the problem, and that's where they run into that brick wall of if you don't, building them up to on that rise pretty easy. Win, and that's all they do. But when you actually have to build them back up after a loss, that's where you kind of lose them, and then all right, so he has a run, he beats Roman. 3 weeks later, Roman wins it back at a pay-per-view or whatever. We go over the shock of, oh my God, it happened. And then he just floats in the middle, taking on boobs,
And it loses all meaning. His moment's thrown right out the window, and you forget about it.
I put him on the thumbnail tonight. You say no?
I hope so, but I don't think so.
No?
I think he's waiting in Texas.
He's like, screw it, I'm not going nowhere.
You may see another tweet or video.
Well, that's what we can hope for. Just here, there's another tweet coming our way. That's great. I put him on the thumbnail tonight, kind of in hopes that he would be here tonight. More than just a tweet and a pre-tape. Even if you put him on the Tron, via satellite, do something. Give us something, right? Where it looks like they're talking back and forth and build some heat. Like you have Stone Cold on the screen saying, now Kevin, why do you hate Texas? Like, explain that, because that's the first question I got.
Just something, like, what him 25 times. I don't care. Just something besides a tweet. Because it kind of, like, Stone Cold was my favorite. I've said this many times on here. Stone Cold, like, I gave so many people the middle fingers because of Stone Cold. It's kind of losing its luster with tweeting and not doing anything else. But he had a little video, but it's still, because it came with the tweet.
Yeah,
it lost its luster right away.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem, right? I mean, that's wrestling in 2022, at least mainstream wrestling in 2022, right? Like, you see the difference between the two companies, right? Even when Sting's involved in something, he's involved. Like, it's just a different vibe. It's a different buy-in. It's less mainstream. Like, obviously putting the tweets out like that, it's a different attitude altogether and a different approach to obviously wrestling.
Maybe we're just like, we like it the old school way and expect that from an old school guy, but I guess he's up to the times more than we give him credit for.
He actually does tweet.
But in my mind, I picture Stone Cold not like that.
If I'm trying to sell a 2-night extravaganza or a stupendous event, which by the way, still stupendous, is stupid as shit. But if I'm trying to pack this house, then I mean, I'm not doing it this way. Like you need Austin to put his face in this and step forward in it. There's a large chunk of your fans that aren't on Twitter or aren't paying attention to that nonsense. So you need, I know we got a little, people are going to say, well, they gave us a video. I mean, something, just a little more feel like this matters. Like this is actually something important.
It's WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania. Sell me on it a little. We got to sell some tickets here, Vince. So yeah, Brock versus Braun. Yeah, I could see it. Why not? They're monsters.
Let's say Brock loses to Roman. How about Brock versus Braun? I think eventually, I think they'll do the whole let's keep them away from each other, and because who do you put over at this moment? Like, does Brock go over that quickly? I wouldn't be surprised because he's done kind of surprise things.
Yeah, I could see Brock putting Braun Breaker over, depending on the situation, but that has the potential to be a potato fest.
But I think they'd have to wait for that, build it right, or like that would be a big match.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They have to work to it, and I think when it does happen, Braun goes over.
Yeah, like you gotta wait, like SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania, 100%.
Yeah, is AJ injured? That's why he didn't show up tonight. Yeah, Anthony.
His face is healing.
What's that?
His face got squished, so he's still healing.
Yeah, man. He took 2 concertos by Edge, so he's out. But he did tweet as well. Speaking of tweet communications, to let the world know that he was, planning on being around sometime soon. So yeah, again to your point, I would have left AJ off. I wouldn't have let him tweet. No. Just be quiet. Let people wonder. Why haven't we heard from him? Is he alive? Is he in a coma? What are the ramifications of these giant chair shots? Well, is he going to be okay? Yeah, then he surprises us. Oh my God, there he is. He's back. Those are called pops. Like that's how you get it.
Have his wife tweet something, like not his wife, his kid, like maybe not his kids, but his wife, like his doctor, his lawyer, like anybody but him. Like just AJ's recuperating. He promises to be back soon. Like something simple, like don't say too much, don't say too little, just don't have him tweet something because then his fingers are working and you don't think he's dead anymore.
Well, that if you get smashed with 2 real life concertos, not to be ridiculous, but you're not tweeting for a while.
No, you're supposed to be wonky. You're supposed to be all like something's messed up.
Yeah. I don't think you'll be looking at anything bright or anything, with little letters for a while. Your noodles should be scrambled.
You would think.
You would think. But, Chris, what was your rating on Raw tonight?
5.
A 5? Oh.
I won't lie. It's very forgettable episode of
absolutely.
Even like when you sat this, what my pause was I was trying to think back to what we just watched, and it's
what happened?
What happened?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4. For the same reasons that you just said. Like I'll give them a couple points here and there for some of the stuff, and they get a point for actually acknowledging the Razor Ramon, the little package there. I think they delayed a little. They could have just said something a little earlier just to put it out there, but nonetheless, that's me being nitpicky. But it was just like I don't care. I already forgot what happened on the show. Even the end with Owens and that, we knew Owens wasn't going to lose that. So everyone's waiting on some type of twist or angle. Nothing. Seth just jobbed clean 3 weeks before WrestleMania and then leaves looking like a poor guy looking for some change. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Why would he not be on this 10-hour show?
Well, you don't believe it. That's my issue. So like the whole main event, like I said earlier, like if they ruined it, it wouldn't have necessarily surprised me, but it was so illogical to screw it up. But like even tinker with it or tease that they were willing to, you didn't believe it. None of it. So find something better. I'd rather a 20-minute like you could have kept going with the Scott Hall stuff. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Or get, you know what, put Finn Balor and Damian Priest at the end of the night, even if you want to squash the ending, but let them go for 15, 20 minutes. At least it's, you know, okay, guys, give us some action, make it worthy of a main event spot, and then there you go. The U.S. title looks a little better. The scenario looks a little better. You build those guys up a little, and then yeah, we get the other nonsense out of the way, right? But it's interesting formatting, but at the end of the day, it still sits at a very low rating. And I mean, it's just a long night. And anything they do good, they kill with their own momentum. Like they just crush it with all the videos and all the packages. And now they're overhyping the events and replay shows, replays while other matches are going on. They're not even talking about the match that is going on. It's crazy.
No, and then interrupting title matches, and I don't know. They've kind of gone astray here. Like, it's always been, or it's been off for like a while, and they've had their issues. But like lately, it just seems a lot more scrambly, a lot more. Just, I don't know if they're trying to maybe like make it seem like it's all unplanned, or we didn't know this was gonna happen. But like, it just. You don't buy it because of the way it's being executed and the way it's happening, and it just shouldn't be happening. Especially like the title match thing, for instance. Like, on a night like tonight, especially, you do not show that kind of disrespect to your Intercontinental title.
Yeah, and I mean, I think just in general, we're building up to WrestleMania, and they got to do a little bit better job of hyping it up. Like, there's just a little bit of a lack there, but. That's Monday night. That's it's kind of a typical Raw. You know, a couple weeks ago we're a little bit better, but I'm hoping they got some tricks up their sleeve to get us all excited for WrestleMania sooner than later.
Yeah, they don't have too much time left, right? So they got to start figuring out some stuff, especially if they are having as much trouble selling the building out as it sounds.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe they do give Austin an extra something. Hey, show up for this Raw, or just clearly what they're doing isn't working. So they got to like up it somehow.
Yeah, no, they got to find a way. And I mean, you almost need him to show up to help sell this event, to help push the needle, to make the press that, oh my God, Stone Cold, you know, he's there. I mean, do you think Austin's? Yes, absolutely. Chris, what do you say about that?
I don't want to admit it. Is that a good enough answer there, Sammy? Because it's upsetting to me to think that Stone Cold would just. I get it. It's all business at the end of the day, and it's just all about making money and your brand, but at the same time, it's supposed to be Stone Cold. I don't want to see him come back and selling beer. I want to see him come back drinking beer.
Well, he will be drinking tons of it. That's part of the shtick here. That's part of the deal. But I mean, he's a businessman at the end of the day, and I mean, he's done plenty of commercial spots. So don't be so hung up on good old Stone Cold. He's got to make money just like everybody else, and he does well. I mean, look at them all doing it. So I don't see an issue, but I mean, that's what we're doing. I mean, that's probably the deal. Like, listen, we'll give you $2 million. You show up at Mania. He's like, all right, but we're gonna plug my beer. And he's like, they're like, no, we can't plug the beer. We don't really plug beer. He's like, but you're gonna plug my beer. And he's like, no. He's like, well, then I'm not coming to Mania. Ah, shit. We'll plug your beer, and here's your money. Like, just shut up and get in the car.
Well, like you were saying, like it's a bit. I'm sure he's getting paid more than almost 75% of that roster's yearly salary.
Yeah, he's probably getting a donut.
One show.
And not zero. I mean, a big, juicy donut.
Right? Like their base salary that you read about every once in a while. I don't know, like all the other stuff that comes with it, but like he's going to make more than like most of the women's division combined
Yeah.
in one show. Promote your beer tomorrow.
Oh. Hey, listen, I'm shocked. Like I said, that I mean, it is what it is. The American
Like, I
lager
get it. I do understand it, but
it's
it just
commercialism. This is how this works. It's a marketing machine. Everyone's got to scratch everyone's back, and I'm positive that was part of the negotiation of like, this is what it's going to take to get me to get off.
100%.
Absolutely. So
Sell
I
a
have
t-shirt. Don't sell
no
a beer.
problem with it. What?
Sell one of his t-shirts. Don't sell a beer.
Oh, they're going to sell a shit ton of his t-shirts.
Oh,
That's for sure.
That happens anyway.
Yeah, no, the t-shirts aren't going to have any issues. So, and I mean, I wonder if you can leave WrestleMania with your own case. Like each seat has its own case. Everyone gets to walk, right? Everyone gets to walk out.
No, it should be like the CM Punk and ice cream bar things. Everybody gets a case.
Everyone gets a six-pack. It gets risky.
Maybe you make your specific like smaller packs. That might be
like a 4-pack just to give away.
Something like
just one. Just one, man. You don't have to be greedy. Well, folks, that is our show for tonight. I think we're back tomorrow for NXT 2.0. Dolph Ziggler's the new champion over there.
Ziggler, you called it.
I'm so pumped about it. I thought it was such a good move, considering how much we just sat here and kind of bashed these guys for kind of all the shit show we saw tonight. That's genius.
Agreed. I said going into it. Yeah, I said I there a lot. He was
he glitched.
He was going to take the pin. You were like, no, he's winning it.
Yeah, no, I just
balls to do that, and sure enough, they did. And I'll give them credit. It was good.
I was just thinking maybe it works into the WrestleMania picture somehow, right? Like, so you have Dolph. Maybe they think it like Dolph versus Braun is a better draw at a Mania than, I mean, I know they're going to have the match at Stand and Deliver, but I don't know what they were going to do. And originally I thought maybe they would drag it into WrestleMania, but I still think it's going to be maybe that was it. Just Dolph's a bigger name for them. They know he's going to give that performance, and they don't quite have that faith in Ciampa. Maybe not. But I thought it was a great move. I thought it's the one thing nobody thinks they're going to do. Maybe they'll do it. And they damn well did it. Hey. I thought it was the best move.
If you would have bet on it, you would have been a rich man because there wouldn't have been many.
Yeah, no. From a story standpoint, it just made sense, and it to me, I was like, this would be the coolest way to kind of write all this out. They don't beat each other, and now we got a reason to pay attention, and I think it helped for me. So, we will be here tomorrow for a live watch party of that. Beyond that, Chris, thank you for being here tonight. Shout out to Will and LJ as well. The fam is always here. You have a good time?
Of course. It's always a good time hanging out. No, of course it's always a good time hanging out. Just like you guys, we've said a few times tonight, prayers go to Scott Hall's family and everyone that's close to him, and we are here. You're not alone if it is hard on anybody. Things like this suck. So he was a one-of-a-kind dude, and it's sad to see him go, but there's many memories and videos that you can hopefully help get you through. And like I said, we're all here for each other, and hopefully we can move forward, and he can be up there looking down, being happy with us.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it was a crazy day. I mean, we had a Raw that went through, but obviously the focus, and like I said earlier, guys, if you were tuning in or you're just watching this replay, but Scott Hall, I was a huge Scott Hall fan. I really did appreciate what he did for the company, what he did for the industry, what he did in, good night.
Good night, Sammy.
Family affair. Thank you.
As always.
The cousin is here. We're rounding up the troops. But yeah, no, Scott Hall was a legend. I mean, obviously one of the founding members of NWO. And I told you, he's got a lot of moments where I can tell you exactly what I was doing when it happened. And It's crazy, but he was a legend. And like I said, his best quality was he put so many people over, and he was confident and charismatic enough that he understood his role in all of it. So um, it's a great quality. And like we said earlier, you know our story. You know that we've been on these channels before, and yeah, no, we were all about putting the shine on everybody. So with that being said, we will see you all week long. We are Wrasslin for Life Network. We are building from the top, and then we're going right through the ceiling, and we are not stopping, folks. Keep tuning in, keep giving us love. This guy has to go to the washroom, so I'm just going to keep talking and talking.
I'll get off.
Yeah, just leave. No, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. Thoughts, prayers, wishes go to Scott Hall, the family, everyone else, and we will see everyone all week long. Don't forget, I will see you on the flip side, Chris.
Good night, everybody. Computer start moving.
There you go. There you